Hello and welcome everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land to the newest session of the Tal'Dorei campaign. Now, before we jump right into the action, as per usual, we have a few short announcements to make. The first one is open slots. If you want to jump in on any of our games, we'd be more than happy to have you jump in and enjoy them at your leisure. We run games Tuesday through Sunday, multiple times a day for most days, and we are more than happy to accept anybody at any knowledge level into our games. So definitely reach out and let me know if you want to join in on it. Additionally, we ask that you go ahead and follow us at that Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, as we do like to upload on the YouTubes, and we utilize the other platforms for either streaming or telling people exactly what it is that we're going to be doing when we're going to be doing it, and as well as special events in the future. So depending how the next couple of weeks go, that Twitter is going to become a lot more active, as we might be able to start doing a little bit more work. That'll be a lot of fun. Outside of that, there's nothing else I really care to go over. Oh, wait. New sub goal, 2020. I looked at the amount of subs I got last year, and that was 45 in total, so thank you everybody who helped out with that. But this year, we are aiming for 100 total subs. Resubscriptions work just fine, of course, so please, if you are out there, you have a Twitch account, you have a Amazon account, you have a free subscription each month. So go ahead and drop that wherever you would like. So, Jimmy, go ahead and tell us what happened last session.
Everybody died. No, actually, we actually came to the conclusion of taking care of this temple that we had been exploring for some time. We winded up casting a Hallow spell with the thanks of Mr. Uric. Basically made it so anybody who stepped foot inside would become afraid, and I believe not be able to hear at least the main entrance. The rear entrance was collapsed in, so did a good job taking care of that. We went and spoke with the Goliath leader, who had the Kiss of the Changebringer. They were happy that we had taken care of the task that we set out to do, temporary as it might be in its current state. And we decided at that point to give them a more in-depth explanation of what we were facing by traveling to Iman via Tree Stride and speaking with Vox Machina. Turns out we were able to get a hold of Keyleth, who showed up, kind of gave us the rundown, status update of what was going on with he who should not be named. And apparently they're doing their best to hold down everything and keep him occupied. Got a barrier in place that supposedly is only going to last for maybe 8 more weeks, 2 months tops. So kind of finding ourselves on the clock. We also doing a few downtime activities, meeting with some of our friendlies within Iman. I came to the realization that the vestiges that we're holding now, 3 in total, have different states which can be awakened thanks to Alarin taking a short pilgrimage and returning to us with a new changed vestige. So we've done that, figured out finally what Canaros item turned out to be vestige does as well, and we are finding our way out to Westrun at this time, possibly I think to the Dividing Plains to investigate the whereabouts of another vestige. We're kind of, the plan is right now head to Westrun and I think kind of come up with a more clear idea of where we're going from there.
So, as you all gather yourselves up, Alarin comes around the corner of Castle Grayskull, pulling up in a very, very large wagon. attached with 3 horses in the front, one of which is a much stronger than normal draft horse. Looks much more well built. And in the back of the cart is a whole bunch of workstations and shocks and balances to keep the cart moving at a very steady pace without shaking around too much. Jimmy, you see this as your new workshop, mobile workshop. Everybody else is gathered around. So, you head out on your adventure.
Yes.
Sir Yurik, you are back with Bastion, finally, after a short period of time being separated from your closest companion. And of course, you have your newly trained individual who's still practicing along the way, trying to figure out the different fighting styles that seem much more complementary to him from the Rukshak.
Yeah, I don't necessarily approve of the style, but oh well.
Seems more intuitive to him.
Yeah.
Let him pick whatever is best for him, yes?
Well, what is best for him is to wear armor. But sure enough, I shouldn't.
It is different for everyone.
Well, yes.
You like your heavy metal. I like my light-studded leather.
Well,
I would wear armor too, but it gets in the way of me casting my spells.
I like death metal more than heavy metal, but yeah. Sorry, I just had to there.
Of course. So, you're all heading out. Alarin, you can guide the horses on the wagon, no problem. You're very good at traveling, in particular, from most people in this group. Dorzin, Sir Yurik, I presume you're probably walking in front of the wagon and the horses?
Not walking.
Right. Trotting in the front.
Yeah.
Prissa, where would you be?
I would be on Dorzin's back, most likely.
And Conaroth, where would you be?
Sitting in the front of the wagon if there's a space there for like a driver.
There's space for one driver, which is Alarin. You are way too big to fit up there with Alarin.
Guess I'm walking then.
Alrighty. Something that you can easily do. You're faster than the horses. So, with everybody moving forward, let me just put you all into position. Sir Yurik, Dorzin, Alarin, Prissa. Jimmy, where'd you go?
I'm
He's
way up
farther up. Look past Gat Shadow.
Yeah, I'm over.
Alrighty.
There we go. There's that.
You're all beginning your travel, and Jimmy, are you going to be working on the residuum, or are you working on the item transfer first?
It's got to be the residuum first. Got to get Ouch back, man. He's been gone.
Alrighty.
Way too long.
So, as per usual, you are effectively not looking out for anything or doing anything except your work. So, that's typical in this game. As you all move out onto the road and start traversing over it, you do notice that there is a very large number of travelers heading into Iman right now. They seem to be traveling from all over, as well as caravans of shopkeeps, different stores, and trade goods all on the move directly towards Iman. Usually the flow of traffic is in both directions, but right now it seems to be moving specifically to them.
Is there anything special about this time of year, something that would signify or mean that there would be more travelers coming into Iman?
Roll me a history check.
That's not my strong suit.
Maybe they're all coming in to resupply the city after you cleared it out.
Yeah.
18. I mean, there's always some festival for some god happening at some time. But this time of year, nothing that would cause, this much of a direct shipment towards Iman specifically.
He's gonna hail one of the approaching travelers.
As they're pushing forward, they stop and go, "Ah, how you doing, sir?"
Doing good. Having a fine day, and I hope you do as well.
Oh, you too. Thank you.
Well, I was just wondering if, there seems to be quite a few travelers coming into Iman now.
Oh yeah.
I was wondering if you might enlighten me as to why.
Oh, we're being evacuated.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Oh, I live in a small village not far from Cinderfall Keep.
Right. And is it Vox Machina in charge of the evacuation?
Well, I mean, maybe? I don't really pay that close of attention. I mean, we kind of just had the authorities say, "Hey, you gotta leave." And I said, "Hey, why?" And then they said, "Now." So, kind of,
Well,
left.
you should always trust in the proper authorities. So.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. After they were very demanding about it.
I'm sorry you had to leave your home. Here, take this as a small compensation. And he will give him 5 platinum.
You hand over the platinum, his eyes go wide. Thank you.
Do not worry about
Beat me
it.
to it.
Listen,
Are you
if
going
you-
to do that?
If you ever need your shoes cobbled and I'm still around, come on by, all right? He looks
do
down
not-
at your fur paws and
Do not worry about it. Just spread the wealth around, yes?
sure.
Can I get some new shoes? My last ones got burned in acid, remember?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm just setting up shop, so if you're going to be around for a few days, I'd be more than happy to help you all out. Actually, like that's a tremendous. Whew.
We have other things to focus on right now, I'd say, but you need some
Just-
proper shoes, though, Rizzo.
Here, and she'll hand him the clogs, because they're about her measurement of feet.
Yeah.
Can you make me some shoes that are about this size?
Sure. I mean, definitely. Next time you come back through Ahmad, I hopefully will have a stall set up.
What's your name, good sir?
Henry.
Henry
Goodfellow.
Goodfellow. Well,
Yeah.
You seem like a very nice man.
Thank you. All of you are great. Just be careful. The shields are getting really testy, so they might not like you all going into their area.
Jero, do we know what the shields are, or is that like a...
That's a regional thing. Anybody from Iman or Tal'Dorei would know that the shields are the individuals who are the governing authority from Westruun, the Dividing Plains, all of this territory. Cinderfall Keep is actually the location that they held up in. And with none of you being the starting players, you don't know that much. The shields are the acting authority and military that are also the guards.
So kind of like the Crown's Guard / Righteous Brand of Wildmount sort?
Sure, but they are specifically referred to as the Shields of the Plains.
Ah.
But everyone just says the Shields, because that's a mouthful.
Well, do not worry about us. We have some authority of our own.
All right. Well, I'm going to hook you up with a nice pair of probably thigh-high boots or something. Is that pretty good for you?
That's fine.
Awesome.
There's something really nice and comfortable.
He takes the clogs, and keeps heading up.
After that, Priscilla will turn to Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, do you know how to make things acid resistant? Like without you having to maintain it, or is it just something I need to figure out the enchantment for?
I mean, I can work on acid resistant piece of armor or something sometime. I'm a little preoccupied now, but I'll be sure to look into that for you as soon as I can.
Well, let me know and I can help you out. I use some of my arcane magic to maybe help.
have some high heels made of glass or something.
That seems very uncomfortable, or at least like wouldn't work out. And what if you lose one?
Well, I suppose you'd have to go around the kingdom and see if someone has it. Make sure it fits and things like that.
Well, I mean, you might, if you're trying to fit it, you might cut your heel or something. It seems painful and bad.
Well, yes, yeah, you're right. Oh well.
So, you all continue along the travel, and you do see that there is all manners of different workshops and locations of people who are passing through the area. Intermingled with them is also some commoners who probably just have simple day-to-day farm lives, moving their farm animals into the location as well in very large droves, to the point where you have to pull off to the side of the road to allow all of the animals to pass by you as they are moving.
Alarm will just hand out gold pieces here and there, ending up handing out about 100 gold in total.
Okay, cool. You are getting a lot of people very thankful towards you. You even start noticing some Iman guards are starting to be intermingled with these individuals as well, escorting them specifically, as well as a handful of the shields are also walking with everybody. Starting to notice all of their very large brandings of solid silver-plated armors, or chained armors if they're not that high positioned. And as you are moving through, one of them stops, looking up at the group of you. He has a red cloak dangling off the right-hand side of him, and several different military rankings attached to his armor as well. And he looks at all of you and goes, "Excuse me, not to disrupt, but by order of the king, you have to turn around."
And by order of Vox Machina, we are going our way.
Vox Machina.
Yes.
We have other orders.
Let me see
My
it.
name is Elaran. I am part of Vox Machina.
All right, let me see your papers.
Alarm will hand over the papers.
He starts reading through. You do have the specific set of papers that say they go where they need to go to get this fucking job done. And upon investigating it, he folds it up and hands it over to you and goes, "My apologies for disrupting. Making sure
Do not
everybody
worry
gets out
about it.
alive and fine."
Of course.
Um,
You're doing a good job.
Your job. Let's.
If you plan on stopping by Senderfall Keep, there's a village about 3 miles outside of it. Do you mind just doing a once through to make sure everybody got out all right? Not sure my men can be fully trusted all of the time.
Yeah, of course. We are
Doesn't
headed that
sound-
way.
It
Appreciate
doesn't sound like too much of a problem.
Good, thank you. He keeps heading out.
Have a good day, sir.
You as well. Just waves and keeps moving. Now, after your first couple of days of travel, excuse me. After your first couple of days of travel, you start to notice the flood of new people moving into Amman has slowed down tremendously. Probably everybody within the location has already been moved on over. And you start noticing that the wide open skies above you have darkened slightly. There's less wildlife in the area than is natural, especially for an open plains and forested area such as this. You've all moved up considerably further, but you're not that much further ahead.
Make sure to stop by that village you said.
Yeah.
Well, that is a little bit out of your way, as Kamal is here.
It's not that much of a diversion.
Only 2 days.
I do believe we should stop by the village to make sure everyone got out.
Yes, of course.
Haven't we already settled on that?
Yes.
So, you all deviate off of your path that you were following before. Anybody here with military rank, give me a survival check. Sir Yurik, you would have formal training. They could afford it.
Survival, you said?
Okay.
Good.
You know the way to Cinderfall Keep. You spent probably 3 years of your youth there training, as it was the best training facility to test people's aptitudes that money could afford, especially in Tal'Dorei. And then after you proved yourself to be adept at a blade and a weapon, you were recruited into the Blades of Light because of whatever circumstances, and you know the way there very well. And as you are traveling forward, you do notice that the fort itself, which is a series of darkened gray stone walls that stretch upwards, there's 4 pivotal towers, but all of them are box shaped. They're all square. They're not cylinders like usual towers that you're all used to. And all of it seems to be lined up with large ballista, heavy artillery if they possess such technology. And as you are moving closer towards it, the front gate to it is open currently while they are doing drills and training for about 150 soldiers currently. As you start approaching forward, Yurik, you have to go into your bag, get your, symbology to show that you know what you're doing here, as you have to pass through Cinderfall Keep to find out the location of this little place. So, as you are approaching forward, you are met on horseback by 3 individuals that gallop up to all of your location, and they look forward going, "Excuse me, who are all of you?"
Sir Yurik Falcone, this is my retinue.
Sir Yurik,
We are,
are you here to assist with the fortifications of the keep?
No, we have other separate orders. We're working with Vox Machina.
Fantastic, then you are helping. Good.
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, I suppose I'm supposed to be giving you the full report then?
Well, it wouldn't hurt.
May I ask what business you have here at the keep, Sir Yurik?
So, just out again, we're basically passing through it, right?
Well, you deviated off your path to check on the localized villages around it, but you kind of have to go through the keep to get to the forests that are behind it.
Yeah, but didn't you say that the village we were going to were down here or something?
No, it's past Cinderfall Keep, which is where you are heading.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, it's a couple of days out of your path to check on people.
Alright, my mistake then.
No problem.
Well, we are helping with making sure the villages have been escorted, evacuated safely. But we have also other business. Could you elaborate on the current situation?
Well, the best as my CEO has told me, we are to fortify the location, set up a few barracks along the pathway over towards the Ivory Heart Thicket, and prepare ourselves for a battle that may ensue.
Right.
We're getting everybody out of the location for their own safety, of course. All civilians are to be evacuated to Iman directly, where some of them are going to be retransported elsewhere during this occasion as well. Outside of that, we are here to make sure that everybody is in line, everybody's set, ready, and available, and people know how to combat whatever it is we are fighting. That part we do not know yet.
No. Well, I guess I won't trouble you with further details. Some things will be revealed in time. But
Now, Sir Yurik, you would recall that this is the keep where, when you all fought against Ivory Heart Thicket before, they were the reinforcements called in to assist with your excursion into the Myriad base. Were also the location that had a few myriad members intertwined with them that were hunted down by Dorzin and other party members. I believe you. Were you one of them? You were one of the Crusaders? Yeah, figures. Okay. Yeah, you hunted down and killed most of them that infiltrated into it. So you do have a little bit of rapport with these people. They recognize you. They recognize Dorzin. Alarin, were you on that excursion as well? The
Over
crusade
to...
against the... It was during your year downtime.
Yeah, I was with Dorson at least, so...
Okay, then. It was the three of you. Good. So yeah, all three of you have a bit of renown at this keep. They understand who you are. They're not going to kill you, and you know you could utilize them if you want to. Oh.
Right. Well, for the moment, we are, as I said, here to help with making sure the outlying villages have been evacuated properly.
Fantastic. If you'd like to join us into the keep, we can get you a couple of maps of the local area. See if you can't figure out where anybody might be hiding during all of this. We did our best sweep of the area as we can, but there are some people who live in the local surrounding forest that if they see the shields approaching, they run. They hide. It's only natural for them.
Well, a map would be very useful.
Fantastic. Follow me on inside. He turns on his horse and starts galloping back towards the front gates. As you all are approaching, you do notice that they have rows and rows of soldiers currently getting situated, running different patterns and drills with everybody. Sorry, I've never actually been in the military, so I'm using just passing knowledge that I have. And as all of them are doing this, some of them look over at your group curiously. Just on the outside of the walls, you notice maybe a few dozen individuals currently running their drills. Once you get inside of the walls, however, there's a couple of hundred people currently positioned here. You can quickly evaluate that the ranking between these individuals are anywhere from new recruit cadets all the way up to veterans who are called out of retirement. These are pressing times, to say the least, since Cinderfall Keep has not been utilized for an active war for roughly 100 years or so. Now, moving through, he brings you over towards the left tower out of the three, and as you get inside of it, he ties his horse out up front, which one of the soldiers does take and starts tending to. Sir Yurik, your horse is tended to in the exact same manner, of course. Dorzin, you are not tended to at all in this manner. Unless you request, of course. Okay. And as you open up the front doors and walk on inside, he kind of goes over towards his desk, and you notice there is a slight slump in his shoulders as he starts going through some of his paperwork, some of his files, and everything seems to be a mess right now. He's still dealing with whatever is going on here, and this individual doesn't seem to be handling the situation as well as they are putting on in front of all of the other soldiers. After he files through a few of his parchments, he pulls out a few maps, hands them over to you, Sir Yurik, and goes, question, you say you're all working on behalf of Vox Machina right now?
That's
well,
right.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have any idea what we're going to be up against? They say we might not even have to deal with anything, but they don't call us to arms unless it's an emergency.
Well, if we're successful with our endeavors, you won't have to fight. But it's like they say, prepare for the worst, but hope for the best.
Well, I don't know what the worst could be. I mean, are we up against a calamity?
Well, what we know that I assume we can tell at this point is that there are a multitude of, we don't know exactly what sort, but monsters of some kind.
No
They
idea
are-
what kind of enemy it is? how we can kill it, how we can fortify ourselves against it, anything.
At this point, we do not know the exact details of that, but
Best we can tell, they will be otherworldly.
Of course they would be. Alright. Sure thing, Prissa. Alright. Well, here's your maps. Hope they serve a good purpose for all of you. Good luck.
and
These aren't your only copies, right? I mean, we don't want to leave you with nothing.
We have more copies. I
Okay,
can have
that's good.
I can have a mapper create them as well. It's not a big issue. Most of us know this land back and inside and out. So, looking at the map he handed you, it is the evacuation map that they've all currently been utilizing. There's about 3 or 4 different villages surrounding Cinderfall Keep that have all been X'd off as if they've already successfully evacuated them. There's only 1 village remaining that has not been checked off at all, and it resides inside of the Taurian forest. Not terribly far from where all of you are at. We haven't been able to make contact with them. We've sent out a group of individuals, but we're under express orders that nobody's to leave further than 2 miles from the keep, unless ordered to escort civilians. We did send out a few of our Bloodhawks to see if they can't get an eye into it, but none of them have been able to find direct contact with anybody that's been willing to send back a letter with them. Bloodhawks are commonly used for transporting letters inside of thickly forested areas. They have incredible sight and they are very fast.
Well, we will take a quick look and see if we can't find anyone.
Appreciate it greatly. By the way, there was an individual who came through here. I remember them from last time you all came through. You probably don't remember me. I've ranked up a couple of times in the past year or so. The Dragonborn lady?
Oh, she's passed through?
She did, yes. Recently, in fact. I think she was heading over towards Westrun, tracking down a few new individuals that she's interested in.
It might be a good thing if we see her, guys, just to see if she can help out with this.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Would not stop anyone from seeing an old friend.
And Prissa will whisper to Jimmy that this individual does have a particular shield he might be interested in looking at.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, we got it out of a vault.
Well, I mean, if she has it, then we probably want to definitely see if we can get some help. Or
Yeah, that's why we should try to get her help with him.
Yeah. So that pretty shields he had.
She seems a little battle worn, but in good enough health. She asked about all of you as well. Regardless, thank you for your time. I have to start doing some more drills. Otherworldly creatures. And he starts looking at his bookshelf, trying to find anything on how to deal with otherworldly creatures, just as a general, all-encompassing script. And, well, all of you know he's going to have a very rough time dealing with that description.
Right before we leave, can Prissa recommend a few books, since she's so book smart?
You can recommend a few, but it only matters if they're actually... You're book smart, but you're not war smart. You're not somebody who's been trained in the arts of different creatures, how to fight them, and how to fortify yourself against them in most traditional manners. You just understand a lot of things. This is the difference between intelligence and wisdom.
Well, Yeah. Oh, but
Well-
I literally meant like, is there any books that she can recommend about like otherworldly creatures that?
Oh,
he can
absolutely.
read.
There's any number of different books, but if they would be helpful is doubtful.
I look to the guy before we leave him. I can look into it a little bit for you while we're out traveling, and provide you with some further information if it's available.
It'll be tremendous. Thank you.
All right.
Don't want more people dying because of lack of knowledge this time.
That is a very good idea.
Good day. He crosses his fist over his heart and bows towards each of you.
I do the same.
You have a good day too, sir. I'm sorry. What was your name again?
Oh, the name is Studious.
It's good to see you again, Mr. Studious.
You as well. He goes back to working. All of you head out. You look at the map that is drawn out for you, and you're going to have to walk through the Taurian forest, which is a very, very thick and luscious forest that doesn't leave a lot of room for easy travel through it. You can take horseback in there, that's not an issue, but taking cart in there or wagon cannot happen. It'll get stuck one way or another.
Well, I suppose we'll have to leave the cart here then.
Well, it will be in good hands, and we will, of course, come back for it.
Yeah. And Cole, while I would love to have you along, I think it would be better if you would stay here and look
Guard
over
the cart.
Guard the cart, and you could also partake in some of the drills. I think it would help your martial training.
You know, I have been thinking about taking up axe throwing recently. I'll see if I can't learn that a little bit better.
Well, sounds good to me.
Fantastic. All right, I'll see you all when you get back. He looks down at the map and goes, probably tomorrow morning, right? By the time you get back?
Yes,
We'll see.
approximately. We will be as quick as we can.
If it takes longer, I'll send you a message.
All right, please do. I'd appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll make sure breakfast is prepared. When you're on your way back, you need 2 hours heads up. Looks at you, Prissa. Is that cool?
Okay.
So, you all gather up. Is anybody interested in taking one of the draft horses in there?
I'm good with 9 lives.
So, did you say horses in general would have a bad time moving around in there?
Horses in general can move through there, though it'll be a little difficult at certain intervals if you don't have, say, somebody who's insanely good at survival. Carts and wagons cannot move through it. They're just too wide. The trees are too thick.
Well, I'm bringing Bastion then.
Alrighty.
Approximately how long did it take us to get to Cinderfall from Amon?
It's probably the evening of the second day of travel.
Oh, second day. Oh.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, and
I just wondered because it took almost a week with cart to get to Falcone from Amon.
Well, you have to think what road is more well traveled. It's like the interstate and back alley roads.
Ah, gotcha.
Completely different.
Yep.
So, alrighty. Everybody else, I assume, is going on foot or on Dorzen. So,
well, I did mention in the chat I'm gonna ritual cast Phantom Steed, so if in case anyone else wants to ride that.
alrighty. Fine. So, Jimmy, you have to put your research on hold right now, or your transference on hold right now, but with the wagon, it's easy enough for you to do.
That's fine.
How far would he have gotten?
Right on Dorzen, if he'll allow it.
Dorzen?
Sorry, I couldn't hear him.
You okay with a explosive gnome or halfling on your back?
Sure.
Jimmy, I don't think I'm that explosive. I mean, I know fireball, but
All right. Well then, as you all gather yourselves up, it's later into the afternoon, not exactly sunset yet, as you all start traveling out of the keep, looking at the vast number of individuals who are currently here. And as you are all leaving, those of you with higher passives do take note that you see that there's a new force that is moving into the Cinderfall Keep itself. It's a force of individuals that only one of you would be familiar with, as they are adorned in white and blue and gray, large sets of armor, or thin sets of armors carrying these cylindrical objects that have four protrusions at the top of them as they are marching forward into the location. Jimmy, you recognize that these are what do you call it? The Whitestone Militia. They're kind of entering into the side while you're all leaving out the back. Did you say something, Jimmy?
Yeah, I was checking people I knew, and one of the people I know from Whitestone wouldn't be with this group. I know that for a fact.
You sure?
Yeah, because he was in charge of city defense, and why would they send him outside of the city?
That's fair enough. You all take up on horse or foot into the Taurian forest, a thick and luscious forest filled with oak trees that resemble very closely to that of the Ivory Heart thicket. However, the trees themselves are a lighter hue of colors attached to them. The canopies up above allows for a much greater amount of daylight to break through, if it was still early enough into the day, of course. By the time you start walking through the thicket of it, you have to start stepping off your horses and guiding them through the areas a little bit here and there, but you are making some pretty decent time. Sir Yurik, I would require a survival check from you. See if you can't find this village.
I will help out.
Sure, you are assisted.
17.
No. It takes you several hours to find it, up until the early cressings of the morning. It's a little foggy outside right now, and it has that slightly dew-like smell from a settling shower that just passed by in this location. And as you are approaching towards this tiny little village, it is a village of about 6 to 7 buildings, one of which is larger than the others. The rest look to be stationed there as little tiny locations for them to set up a few smaller farms. As you are approaching Sir Yurik, you quickly notice that there's no lights in this village at all. And the fact that they are in the deep... Oh, wrong song. The deep forest, it's a little odd for them to have no type of light. Usually a place that is enveloped inside of a forest would have guardsmen walking around all night long to keep watch on things with their lanterns, but as you've approached closer towards it, you haven't seen a speck of light anywhere. And it is early morning right now, while you did spend an entire day and a half of traveling at this point.
Yeah. I'm just going to point that out to everyone. So we should most definitely be on our guard here. Something seems off.
But it's morning. They might be asleep, but
Well,
I'm
but we
gonna
still have some patrolmen.
Yes. Being
Can
this
I-
deep in the forest, there is predators around.
I can use my arcane eye to scout the village if you want.
Helpful.
Can I? While she's doing that, can I smell the air for like any telltale smells of people, blood, any kind of stuff like that?
Alright. Give me a perception check, Conroth, with advantage because you are using smell. Prissa, you do your arcane eye.
Yeah, I do have to use flash recall since I didn't have it prepared beforehand, but it's just an action to use.
Sure.
Yeah, I use arcane eye, and I just begin. After I do that, I just try to scout out this whole village with that eyeball.
All right. Roll a perception check with the eyeball.
Alarm will also send out 9 lives to scout out the village as well.
Okay, you send 9 lives out. Conroth, you don't smell anything that's a bit alarming. You still smell people. You don't really peg anything else that would stand out as a difference in this type of area. Prissa, 13 with the arcane eye. The eye passes through the village, and it can phase through something as tiny as 1 inch, correct?
Yeah, it can go quite a few places.
Yeah, it can. Now, there's only a couple of these smaller buildings that the eye can kind of like filter and swiftly move underneath the door jams, because, let's be honest, in this day and age, they have gaps that are 1 inch thick. Let's be real. As you start peering around, though, there does not appear to be anybody in the 2 homes that you checked, and there does not appear to be anything to cause alarm by your perception.
So
Alarin,
I'm
you
not
sent out 9 lives. Unfortunately, you can only have 2 people participate in ability checks for these things, so
Okay.
yeah.
um,
If I
No
let all
worries.
6 of you do it all times, you always succeed.
Yeah.
quick question I just want to ask then. Since in the first 2 houses, no, I haven't seen anyone, right?
Nobody.
Can I use like my past investigative, reading mystery novels to see if there's any sign of like struggle or like I'm trying to remember like the whole terminology for it, but like basically see if something's off about this, like if there was like a struggle.
Well, you rolled a 13 on the check. So, no struggle that you can tell.
Did I get a sense of where the smell of people would be coming from the big houses or the small ones? Like, where's it more
From the
concentrated?
village itself. You didn't
Okay.
roll very high, so...
How large, or what would you say the sort of radius of the village itself would be?
Only like 120 feet end to end at the farthest points. It's not very, very big.
And how far away from it are we right now?
I'd put you at like 30 feet away.
Oh, okay. Well, so you don't see anything, Prissa?
No, I don't see anyone. They were either evacuated or something happened. There's no sign of struggle or anything. They're just
Well,
gone.
according to the shields, they have not sent anyone here.
The smell
Let us
of
go in and
people is-
check.
The smell of people is still strong.
Oh, quick question, Jero. Would I have noticed this with perception? Does it look like there's like things set out, like living a normal life, but then they're just not there anymore?
You have not noticed?
Okay.
There's
Um,
unmade beds.
Right as we start approaching the village more closely, I'm going to cast Detect Evil and Good.
All right. Alarin is going to apparently step into the village. Alarin, around where are you going to cast your Divine Sense? Since yours is just a one-time radar.
Yeah, he'll just go. Since it's not a big village, he'll just go into the most open space in it. Give a quick glance.
As you get into the more open expanse here, let me look at this one. There's no sense of celestial fiends undead. Nothing is hallowed or desecrated either. Sir
Doesn't
Yurik,
appear anything wrong.
you cast your spell and begin walking through as well.
Riding into the center of the village.
There does not appear to be any of those creatures on your radar.
It's definitely empty. I don't sense anything otherworldly or anything. At least not close by.
Yeah.
So, but we should try and... well, let's see if we can find any tracks, maybe.
Yes. They must have gone somewhere.
Exactly.
Go ahead and roll a survival check. You're gonna have to like step off of your mounts and probably situate them somewhere during this.
Oh yeah, Alarin is not riding 9 lives.
Sure.
Alright, so I'm checking for tracks. Who else is? Lauren?
I will help you out.
Alright.
Right. Any of you just keep a lookout for, or make sure Bastion is safe. Just jump off and hand the reins to Dorson.
9 lives can take care of him. He's quite smart.
9 lives takes the reins in its mouth.
Yeah.
23. The two of you start walking around this very tiny village, looking around carefully, and you do notice that there are some footprints in it, but not very many, which is kind of odd considering the evacuation's only been going on for a few days at this point. Okay.
Do they seem to be leading anywhere specifically, these tracks, or?
We're getting there.
Yeah.
You start following after them. They go over towards the centralized, larger building. And they stop right outside the large barn-like door that can be ripped open sideways.
Right. And the door is closed, I assume?
It is. It is not locked, however.
Well, they seem to lead here.
Hello. Is there anyone awake?
I'm just gonna open the door.
All right. Alarin
A quick
carves out, and Sir Yorick rips the door open. Yes, Perissa?
I was just wondering, so my magic eye's probably still going on, and it would see Alarin and Yurik and stuff when they go to this barn. Would I be able to have the eye go investigate in the barn ahead of them?
If there
or
was
no?
an inch gap for it to get through, yes, but there is not.
Until Sir Yurik opens the door.
Correct. However, the moment you open the door, Alarin and Sir Yurik are required dex saves.
Yeah, well, at least you're right next to me. Holy shit.
So, what do you give +4, Alarin?
Yeah, so he got a 16. I got a 12.
Sir Yurik, you open the door and immediately you watch as a body tumbles towards you aggressively and you dodge out of the way. And Alarin, you're just like, hello, is it? And they just land flat onto you, knocking you down to the ground.
I always thought the aura also affected you.
It does. That is included with the...
He rolled a 2.
Yeah.
Ah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I have a +10 with my aura, but...
But anyway,
doesn't help
as
with
it
bad rolls.
falls onto you, you watch as blood is pouring out of its mouth and just pouring across you and your body.
That is
Ugh,
quite disgusting.
very much so. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. It just caught me by surprise.
All right. I'm sorry
We need-
if I was a bit, well, premature there.
Do not worry about it. It is. I just need to get Brisa to clean me up a little bit.
Right. Well, I'm going to. Well, first, once the body's on the ground, I'm going to look inside the building real quick.
You look inside, and it appears to be a general workshop-like barn. There is bales of hay thrown on the left-hand side, all tightly wrapped and woven together. There's a few hunting tools and skinning tools over on the other side of this, directly in front of you. And to your right, it appears to be a single swinging lantern with no flame attached to it, just swaying back and forth.
Right, and then I'm going to have a look at the body of the corpse.
You turn the body over.
About this.
Roll me a medicine.
Oops.
You turn the body over, and you can assuredly declare to everybody that this is a dead body.
Having had the body
And it's
landed
not
on
undead.
him, can Alarm take a look?
Sure, roll a medicine.
10. Not much better.
Having had the close-up interaction of this body, it would appear that the momentum of the door opening is what caused it to fall, as if it was positioned against it. And you can't tell exactly how the body died on checking it for wounds.
Yeah. Of course. Why
Good.
he is dead.
Could I go over to the body scene? In fact, the ones on Alarn, roll it off of him, and then attempt to see if my Grim Psychometry picks up anything?
Grim's Psychometry specifically states that it has to be history. This is not history, this is present. So,
I'm going
No
to
sense.
take the corpse and just pull it away from the building a little bit.
okay.
Turn it on its back and just call out for everyone to come gather around.
Prissa was probably relaying all the stuff she saw with her eyeball to Dorzen so that he understands the situation.
And Jimmy?
And Jimmy, because he's there. Dorzen, it maybe get closer, but maybe we shouldn't all gather at one place. Maybe. And Jero, should I make a roll for? Because I wanted to use the eyeball to really thoroughly check this barn for anything odd.
Have the
'Cause
eye
there's a
roll an
body in it.
investigation.
While she's doing that, I'm going to start casting Speak with Dead.
Why? Wait, I'm near Jimmy, so hey, well.
You're asking Jimmy?
I don't
No, I
You're
mean-
near it. The eye is doing the thing. You're just chilling.
Yeah.
Oh, but the eye's using my. I'm
Yes,
using.
but he has to be aware of the check being made.
Yeah.
That's kind
That's
of the
fair.
issue of
Okay,
it. Yeah,
that's right. Wow, we have had horrible rolls tonight.
not the best. I mean, 16 was successful in dodging a dead body falling, so I mean, there's that.
Well, that's already 2 nat 1s.
Yeah, we'll get there.
And a 2.
Twos are the worst.
Natural 19.
Says the
Nat
halfling.
Nat ones don't even phase our party normally, but twos, oh god, we can't do anything.
But anyways, you've all gathered up together around each other. I'd say you're probably, what, like 10, 15 feet from the barn?
Something like that.
There you are, Prisa. Could you clean me up a little bit?
You look at him, and he's just covered with blood, like, from the tip of his nose all the way down his chest and shoulders.
Yeah, so starting from the head down, prestidigitation.
Does the blood smell odd to me?
Roll me a medicine check.
4.
Thank you, Prisa.
It smells like blood. You have smelt a great deal of blood in your day. So, you start ritually casting Speak with Dead, Sir Yurik?
Yep. Well, I can't ritual cast it.
Oh, so you just start casting Speak with Dead.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you had Speak of Dead prepared? Good for you, man. Wow.
Well, you never know when he's gonna kill something and then have to ask a question.
That's fair enough. It's kill first, ask questions later.
Yeah, you can literally do that here.
Yeah, but that spell is really handy to just have if you can afford it.
Yeah, it is, yeah. So,
Especially
you
if you're
cast
going
the
to
spell,
investigate.
and you watch the jaw slack open fully, and the eyes deviate up to you.
Nice save.
5 questions, correct?
Let me check. Yeah, 5 questions.
5 questions.
I'm going to start by asking, who are you? Who were you in life?
Ashwood Hollinsworth.
What killed you? How did you die?
I don't know. That counts as 2 different questions. What killed you and how did you die?
Alright. And he answers, I don't know to both of them.
He answers, I don't know, to who killed you.
Mm-hmm.
I was drug away. Checked on my wife. Tripped. Drug to the ground. Beneath it.
Where?
The head shifts sideways over towards one of the buildings that Prissa did not have the opportunity to investigate. Just stares at it. There. One more question.
What happened to the other villagers?
I killed them. You watch as the body turns and becomes still once again.
Well, that's a bombshell.
Alright, something's definitely not right here. As
I
if
don't
that
like
wasn't
this.
already.
Yeah.
Agreed.
There appears to be something evil underground.
Do dead people lie?
Quick question, Jiro, on this matter then, after hearing about Underground. With Prissa's knowledge about the Underdark, would she be able to maybe do like figure out if there's maybe a passageway somewhere near here that leads to the Underdark?
You could investigate for one.
May I?
You may.
Can I assist?
Can I
You may.
guidance?
You may.
if I nat 1, can Jimmy be there to be like, oh yeah, no, you can do it again?
That's up
Can
to
you
him.
have double guidance?
Like, you guys keep doing things without letting Jimmy know what you're doing. He can't help you if he doesn't know what you're doing.
For now on, before you do anything, you walk in front of Jimmy, make eye contact, and go, "I'm gonna do something right now," and do
it. His attention is like always somewhere else. He's a kid in a store who's like looking at the toys, and you're the mom like trying to drag him. We're going this way.
Yeah, so investigation with guidance is a 20.
Perfect. You start looking around for any telltale signs of connections between this surface area and the Underdark, and unfortunately you cannot find any. However, when you go over towards that house that he was in, you do notice that the earth you're standing on is in a very slight divot, a slightly lower elevation than the other earth you were working on. As if it is partially collapsed down.
Oh my. Let's see. So did I have to approach it to see that?
Yeah, you're standing on top of it.
Oh shoot, I do not want to stand on top of it, but I would like to use mold earth to maybe start trying to move some of this earth out and kind of dig out of this possibly collapsed passage.
You mold earth for about 3 feet or so, just shaping it out, and you do notice that there is a set of heavy stone underneath that earth.
You say heavy stone. How heavy does that stone look?
Each brick is the size of you.
Okay. All right. To supplement her digging of this passageway, Chris is going to stop the eye and then do another spell to help out.
Okay. That's a lot of text.
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis. Up to 1,000 pounds.
So I'm just kind of like, as I'm molding the earth, also just Jean Grey, like some of these rocks and shit out.
You all see Prissa move the earth out of the area, and then you all see this large stone. And Dorzin, you instinctually walk forward with your hammer before Prissa reaches her hand towards it, and you watch as the stone starts slowly ripping chunks out of it. And as soon as you pull about 2 or 3 of these stones, they all start collapsing in on each other, on themselves. I need all of you to give me dexterity saving throws.
Oh no.
You collapse the entire tunnel system.
Prissa. up to Jero there on how many were inside my aura.
I'd allow anybody who wasn't right up next to Prissa in your aura. So Prissa and Dorzin are excluded.
Not good.
So 16 if it's a +4.
31.
Okay. Alrighty.
That's
Sir
a
Yurik,
right there.
Dorzin, Prissa, you rolled a 14? And
yeah,
Prissa, the 3 of you, as this is happening, the earth underneath you starts slowly cascading in and falling and filling in that hole and different holes around you. And as you're starting to run away, you end up getting tripped up by this and falling down into the tunnel system that is now crushing and bludgeoning and falling everywhere. Everyone else, you manage to stay on top of the collapse as best as you can, though you are still going to suffer half damage from it.
Are we so me, Dorzin, and was it Lauren?
Yurik.
Oh, Yurik. Are we free falling and getting bludgeoned? Or
17 points of bludgeoning damage. Half as much for those of you that were successful. And the 3 of you, I require D6s from.
Oh,
that's 9 damage.
The minute I saw that music, I knew something was gonna happen because I know that music.
Okay. Sir Yurik, D6. Dorzin, D6. Okay. Prissa, you fall for a period of time before a bunch of the rocks start crushing and landing on top of you as well. Mostly dirt and a few select rocks. Oh yeah, you lose concentration on that spell. Yeah. However, you're only about 10 feet or so away from Sir Yurik, who is also kind of crushed under some of these rocks. Dorzin, where you ended up landing underneath some of the rocks and rubble, there's nobody around.
So I'm alone in a dark tunnel underground.
Pitch black tunnel. With your
Thankfully,
goggles.
I have goggles.
Am I being like restrained by these rocks? Can I get
You
up?
are.
Or
You are restrained by the rocks.
all right. So after getting crushed by that, Chris is gonna first say, "Sorry, I didn't think that was gonna happen," and then she's gonna, I guess, have to once again cast telekinesis. Or actually, can I mold earth some of this stuff off?
Sure. You start molding earth, whatever earth is surrounding you. There are still larger rocks. Now, there's only like one of these Prissa-sized rocks crushing you right now.
Percent,
Can
don't
I-
do anything until until things have.
Sir
settled.
Yurik, you're also being crushed by probably your much larger 2 Prissa-sized rocks.
Right.
Well, if possible, I'd like to try to slip myself out of there.
All right, give me an athletics check.
Oh, I was hoping to say acrobatics.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Seeing how everything collapsed, Kenroth would transform and start activate his Spider-Man slippers and start walking down there to try and assist,
Okay.
or to try and start pulling people out.
All right, I
The
need a
Lauren
survival
climbs
check from
down.
you.
Going to start. I'm just going to wait until the stones have settled a little bit before I start trying to get out of it.
Well, they settled for a moment, but then you start hearing off in the distance there are more stones shifting and moving currently.
Poison, are you
Yeah.
okay? I see you,
So
Sir
he's gonna-
Yurik.
Try and move out then.
I don't hear that, do I?
Dorzin,
These rolls.
what's your passive? 22? You hear Pris's voice to your right, not terribly far away from you. But it's muffled, blocked.
Are you guys okay down there? Hello?
Dorzin, you hear Jimmy. Sir Yurik,
I'm-
you hear Jimmy.
I'm currently under some rocks.
Do I
One
manage
of
to get
them
out?
is about my size.
Can I try and go for the rock on Prissa first to lift it off her?
What's your passive?
My
Or what
passive
was your
is a-
survival? 15? You saw the location where Prissa fell, so you can go over there and give me an athletics check to start ripping the rubble out of the way.
Hybrid forms of advantage.
27. You very quickly start grabbing onto the rocks, throwing them, crushing them into the forest as you're digging up like a dog through all of the rubble and stones, to the point where you do see Sir Yurik, who's trying to like push some of the rocks off of him, and you easily just pick, throw them above you, and then over to Prissa as well. Dorzin, you're still crushed underneath like a rock or two.
Then
That's
I'll
a
try
lot
and
of rocks to keep a
I'll try and
horseman down.
I'm like,
Thanks, Kenroth. So you, Dorzin, Dorzin. Prissa starts to panic a little after not seeing Dorzin or hearing from him.
can I smell the air for a smell of a centaur to try and find where he landed?
Give me a perception. Or no, it's still the same survival check. You're trying to find them. You're not having much luck. There's a lot of dust that was just kicked up from all of this, as there's a collapsed tunnel that was just destroyed. Or partially collapsed tunnel. But Dorzin, do you want to try athleticsing some of these rocks off of you?
Yes, please.
There you go.
19.
That's enough. You end up getting them off of you, and you look around you where you're kind of in the archway of a different section of the rubble and these tunnels. Something that was much more fortified than everything else as you're looking around, and it's mostly collapsed on both ends of you as you are looking back and forth.
You said pitch black, which means I can't see where I fell from.
Correct. You're in an archway, but you have goggles of dark vision.
Yeah.
So you can still see. It's just you don't see where you fell from. Would you like to
Dorzin.
call out to your allies so that they can save you?
Sure,
All right,
but
there
I
we
would
go.
like to go to where I can see the bricks, not
Okay.
in away from what I assume is hallway down to death.
That's fair. That's fair. Alrighty. I need a performance check from Dorzin.
Is
Oh,
it
no.
complete darkness where we fell also, or is it?
Oh yeah, the two of you fell into a complete pitch black little cavern as well.
I'm going to cast light.
That's a 3.
Alrighty. I need a perception check from Prissa, since she's the one actively trying to look for Dorzen. Conroth, you may participate as well.
Hearing, so yay.
15. I'd say you're hearing something, but you're not sure what it is.
Since Ilarn climbed down to help, can he also roll?
How many people may participate in rolls at a time?
Oh, yeah.
Well, since there's nothing else, I'll start going towards what I hear and try to head that way.
Okay. You head on over to the location. You start digging up, ripping and throwing rocks in all different directions. And after a moment, you throw them upwards, and you see a very tiny woman staring up at you with wide eyes, terrified right now.
Are you alright?
Leticia, reaching up towards you.
I'll try and pull her up from wherever she is.
Okay. Does
anyone speak Lemurian?
Initiative, please.
Oh, what?
There it is.
I was gonna.
Oh shit!
Oh, no!
I know what that is.
You touched it.
Oh. Well, we know
So
what
we're not
happened.
really
everyone,
working
now.
very well as a group right now.
I don't-
Their
no,
own
actually-
thing, just no cooperation.
Oh my
God.
god!
What's with our rolls?
On the bright side, Canron
Hey!
should still be within our view.
Oh,
'cause
absolutely.
He put Prissa
It's-
and
Yeah.
Too bad
However,
Doris
it gets a
is in
surprise
separate
round.
tunnel section.
It
That's
has
fair,
a
yeah.
surprise round.
I don't know what that thing is.
I know what it is, and I'm terrified.
That's from Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes.
Oh,
There's also a fun fact. It was made by a kid who wanted a Make-A-Wish thing to
So.
make his own monster.
Oh,
So,
that's nice.
as you reach down towards this individual, you watch as a gnarly grimace that is unnatural for the skin spreads wide, and you notice this reddish ooze spewing forth, and its arms immediately detach from themselves, being ejected towards you with the large reddish-looking ooze that grab onto you. You are going to suffer 17 points of bludgeoning damage, 7 points of psychic damage, and I require a wisdom saving throw.
17 plus so 24, so that would be... Un momento. Wisdom, okay. I'm gonna use that inspiration I have to make this advantage.
Sure.
Would I still be in Alarin's aura?
I'd say no. You're charging
No?
forward and digging people out.
17.
17,
Maybe.
I think is Circe.
Get out some.
That is a
bit of-
fail!
Yeah,
Holy
yeah. This is a
shit.
high CR monster.
You suffer
should we-
44 points of psychic damage.
Holy fuck!
And
Oh,
you
man.
become memory drained until you finish a rest.
What does
Oh,
that mean?
Oh,
Roll me a
I-
d4.
I've actually fought one of
3.
these before.
There's 2 versions.
I'll keep
of this
track of that.
creature.
Yeah, this is especially not good, because...
Cool. Sir
I'm
Yurik,
now-
you are reacting immediately as you see that Conoroth, as big and as hulking as he is, was ripped up by 2 red-handled hands and drugged down into the hole. Actually, you don't have to go first. Prissa, would you like to go first? Or Sir Yurik, you two debate?
I mean, I think I have something Prissa might be able to do.
Okay. Prissa, go ahead.
All right.
Conoroth, you are
So-
in the hole right now.
That being said, can I see the thing that pulled him in?
No, you can't.
Well,
It's down in a
fuck.
hole.
Yeah, it's a hole. Yeah, it's a hole.
I was asking earlier if we could get out some more like proper placement on the map, because I have no idea.
Sure. Prissa, you're like 20 feet away. Alarin, you're probably a little further, helping out Sir Yurik, who's getting situated. Jimmy is
Yes.
even further back. Prissa,
Yeah, if I can't see them, I need a little bit more time to think, so you can go first.
Sir Yurik, your turn.
ugh,
Everything around you is rubble, so it is all difficult terrain. You can move up to that location, but it takes all your movement to look down where Conrath just was.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to move up. Let's see. That's 4 squares. I don't think I actually can get all the way there.
Mm-hmm. Your movement can get you right to the bottom of the hole, or the top of the hole. If you want to move there. Do you want to?
Well, how big is the hole?
Only about like
Big enough
5,
to
10
pull a
feet wide.
Wolfman.
Yeah, 5, 10 feet wide.
Yeah. Let me just see what I. And it's the ground is stone.
It's rubble, stone, earth. It's the cascaded and fallen area that you were just on top of.
All right. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to cast freedom of movement on myself.
Okay. You touch yourself, and you immediately feel the restraints and difficulties of the area being naturally oppressed by your aura.
And after I moved up, I guess that's.
You look down into the hole, and you see this tiny-bodied woman, maybe a halfling or maybe a gnome, but the limbs are being shot outwards wide by this reddish thick liquid that you, with your passive, can see behind it is a huge globule glob of this reddish liquid that is currently inside from the feet of this individual, using her as a puppet.
And yeah, I can see Canaroth also, or
Yeah, you see him.
yeah, is he being held or?
No, he was just drugged down here quickly.
Okay. Right, and I just shout out to everyone, Canaroth needs help. There's a monster here. As if that wasn't obvious.
Prissa, your
It's my
turn.
turn.
All right. Let's see. So you said it was difficult terrain.
It is difficult terrain everywhere that you
Well,
walk,
shit.
which is
And I
really
have tiny
detrimental to
legs.
you. Yes.
All right. Well, I want to try to get. Well, actually, I think I have that spell prepared. Oh, but then I can't cast where I wanted to cast. All right, first of all, I'm going to try to get where I want to go. So I think it's 10 feet or 5 feet, 15 feet.
I
from
give
my
you
max.
15. I'll give you 15. So you're right behind Sir Yurik.
And from this advantage, can I see Canaroth?
You can see the top of his head, and you can see the top of the head of the woman that I described, but you don't see anything else.
Alright, and this is not a pitch black tunnel like Dorzen's that we can actually see.
No,
where we
there's
fell.
moonlight producing down here. You can see.
I also cast
With
light.
moonlight?
So
There's moonlight out, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
You're
I thought
also
you
cast
said-
In a
light.
collapsed tunnel, there is no visual. When there
Yurik
is
also,
an opening, there is visual.
Yurik can cast light.
Yes, there's light. You can see.
Alright, no, well, what I was trying to ask, I guess, I'm sorry if I'm beating around the bush when I say, is I want to be able to see like where we fell from.
This is a different section of the tunnel. You
Okay,
climbed out and was rescued by Conrath, and he ran over to the noise that he heard, thinking it was Dorzen, and found this instead.
Alright, in that
So
case,
this is different area of the tunnel.
I would like to once again recast telekinesis,
Okay.
and then using the action with that telekinesis, try to get Canaroth the fuck away from this thing.
Okay. So roll telekinesis for me again.
Big wall of text.
Yes, you gain the ability to move, manipulate creatures or objects. You can exert your will on one creature or object that you can see within range, causing them. You can try to move a huge or smaller. You are not huge, so that's good. Make an ability check, spellcaster. So you are contesting this creature with a strength check. Make an ability check with your spellcasting ability contested by their strength check. If you win the contest, you move the creature up to 30 feet in any direction, including upwards, but not beyond the range of this spell. Okay.
Can I choose to fail it?
Oh, you can, but the creature's going to try to hold you there.
I know, it's like tug of war with Canoth right now.
Yeah. The creature wasn't fully grappling you, but I mean, it has a grip, and it's not going to let you go. You taste delicious.
Yeah, so I'll just roll a d20, and then we'll add my...
Just roll a
spellcasting modifier,
firebolt.
right?
Just roll a firebolt.
Oh, right, I forgot that's easier.
Ooh, 24. Oh. No, you do not. You start trying to lift Conaroth, and Conaroth, like, your legs get pulled up into the air as you look at Prissa trying to pull you, but the gnarly face of the woman reaches out, grabbing and twists, holding onto your arms, as you feel that same liquid is starting to really take hold into your body, and it feels very bad.
After that, seeing that too, Prison's gonna yell, "Someone do something!" And that'll be a turn.
Dorzin, you hear that. Now, it is going to be this creature's turn. As it starts moving and contorting, it is going to...
Thing is nasty in its abilities.
Yeah, luckily or sadly, I don't remember anything from last.
No.
Another one of
No,
these
no, no.
creatures appears from underneath the ground as you watch as a puppeted human male, looking very similar to the other one, appears right between the two of you, and right beside, actually, all of you. Conaroth, you are going to get pseudopoded.
I'm going to use.
Oh god.
Oh shit, there's
What-
two of them.
warding
What are you
flare
using,
on the-
Sir Yurik? I can't hear you. What'd you say?
Warding flare.
For
At
disadvantage?
Disadvantage on the attack.
Good call on that one. However, that's still a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
17 bludgeoning damage and 7 psychic damage.
These things are in the same book as the Lords of Hell and Demon Princes.
The next attack, I'm going to roll a d4. 1 Yurik, 2 Prissa, 3 Jimmy, 4 Alarn. 1 Sir Yurik. And the pseudopod is going to attack you next. Okay, apparently I'm done rolling like shit. 25 to hit.
Just hits.
Okay. Wait, seriously, just barely?
Yeah, I have
Oh,
25
fuck.
AC.
I have to roll so high to hit you. However, 17 bludgeoning damage and 7 psychic damage. Is light a concentration spell?
Let me check.
No, it's
I
not.
don't think so.
It's not.
What was the damage again? 17 and 7?
It's
17 and
light's not-
7, so 24 in
Right.
total.
Yeah.
Light's not concentration.
Light is not concentration. That's all we... Your light's still good.
Yeah. And
Alrighty.
freedom of movement is also not concentration.
Good.
No, it's not.
Good. Well then, it is going to use its memory eat, and seeing as Prissa is the one trying to rip its fun toy away from it, Prissa, I require a wisdom save from a you.
Is it attacking me?
Oh, it's not pseudopoding you, but you feel a vibration of energy pulse out of this creature's mind directly into yours. This
Oh,
is not a
shit.
spell. It is not a magical effect, technically, either.
Oh god, if it's not oh shit.
Things are rough and you're fighting two of us!
Oh, I'm too far away.
You are successful. Therefore, you suffer no damage.
Ah.
That is its turn.
Yeah. And I can obviously feel something's happening.
Oh, you
with my
felt an
mind.
intrusion into your mind from this creature. Jimmy, your turn. Out of nowhere, a human connected to these large, gooey tendrils of red appear and starts moving around, manipulating and attacking.
I'm like a little bit elevated. Is that what I'm understanding correctly? Like Kanroth is further down in this.
Conroth is much further down, but you're on the standard elevation with everybody else.
Okay. Oh, this is bad. Oh gosh. Ouch. Activate assault protocol, and I'm going to turn on ouch. I'll put him right there next to me.
This is why you make ouch before you make weapons.
Yes, he's right, and that's my arcane turn. Okay, and then ouch, get the one away from Kanroth. He's going to move. He does have a climb speed. Does that do anything for avoiding like the difficult terrain? Or
Climb speed is more for like climbing up obstacles. This is climbing over, under, ducking over, no.
So he has 15, so we're cutting down to 5, is that correct?
Cutting down to 10. I round up for the cut down, because I don't want to be that oppressive with movement. That's so
I'll have him move up to Yorick here, and then he is going to fire out at the one in front of Kanroth.
All right, go right ahead. Shoot.
As soon as I find it, there we go, arcane shot.
14 misses. It aims down at the tiny woman and shoots, and you watch as it kind of just spreads the body and goes ricocheting elsewhere before closing the body back up, holding it in place.
This is really bad, and I'm going to just jump away from the one next to me, so...
It will not take an attack of opportunity.
Okay, well then that's 5, 10, I only have 25, so 15, I'm assuming.
Actually, I have to check this. What is it? 1 second. This is a little... oh.
That's never good.
It will take an attack of opportunity against you.
Go for it.
With the pseudopod. That is a plus 17 to hit.
17?
Yep.
I do not have my shield out, so that is my armor class, so I will use Rock Stopper. Basically right there, a little arcane arm comes out of my backpack, and with a little whip, there's a magical shield right next to me.
Fantastic. So as it whoosh, slaps the arm that shot forward at you, repelling, it just deflects it off the side.
Oh, thank God.
Hey, he's religious again.
I just kind of imagined, like, you know, when someone's reaching for a cookie, but then someone else just slaps their hand away. I just kind of imagine that, except it's
But Jimmy is the cookie.
Jimmy was surprised he got protected by himself. I'm expecting that. All right, I'm done.
All right, Lauren.
Yeah, I did ask earlier, but it might have gotten past. It might have mattered. How far did Jimmy come in the enchantment transfer?
It's not done yet. He had to work on ouch first, and next.
Okay, so the weapon is still a weapon.
Correct.
So
he hasn't started yet, so you still have your weapon, but the transference has not been in place yet.
Yeah. So basically, we couldn't have been surprised, but I forgot about it.
You all weren't. Conroth, who was too far away to be in your aura, was.
Ah, okay.
Everybody hugged the paladin.
Everybody hugged the paladin. Well, in that case, this thing came to us, or something came to us at least. So I am guessing it is flanked between Alarn and Prissa.
Sure.
Can you flank a big creature like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. In that case, we will slash at it.
For it.
For a 24.
Miss. No, you hit.
So that is 9 slashing, 2 radiant, and 1 fire damage.
Okay. The moment that you slash into it with your watchful flame, you watch as the creature starts congealing around you, attacking the man right in front of you, but the red protrusions seem to vibrate and shake, not liking it very much.
It does not like flames, it appears. And we'll slash it again.
Was it flames or radiant?
That's fair. Flames or radiant
26
or slashing. Yep. And that is that is 19 total.
Not bad.
And we will give it a bonus action as well.
For it.
For a natural 20.
All right.
Hey, guess what? It's smiting time.
Yes.
And we'll give
Might
it
be
a
good of you.
third level smite.
For
So it is that, all of that, and
Roll your smite. Yep.
it is coming. That is a crit, yes.
Let me get a calculator.
Not undead or fiend, I'm guessing.
It is not.
So that is another 44 points of radiant damage.
As you unleash an torrent of attacks against this creature, twisting and whirling through, you cut deeply into it, and you watch as there is a tiny explosion of light against this creature.
Yeah, 73 damage.
It is bloodied. And in front of you, Conaroth, you notice the creature has been getting really upset, attacked, and it seems really incredibly damaged. The puppeted face of the woman is now contorted in a horrific-looking gaze, looking pained and awestruck for some reason.
Like they're connected.
Conaroth, it's now your turn.
Okay, first thing, I need to roll a wisdom save.
Why?
Bloodlust.
Not only when you're transformed, or
Transform?
Roll a d4.
I still
13 is what you rolled.
I needed a 12.
Okay.
Bonus action, I'm going to activate the Red of the Flame, so I need to take damage. Damage. So that is going to be a D8 worth of damage. 4 points.
Oh, that's not bad. Not bad.
And then I also get Lycan Regeneration, so I get 3 points of healing.
Uh-huh.
Total of 94 damage on Lauren.
And then I'm going to strike at this one.
Paladins.
No, total of 104 damage total with all 3 attacks.
Paladins.
Yep, I'm going to strike at this one that's holding me in.
Go for it.
That was maths.
So
Roll a d4. Not a GM whisper.
I didn't.
All right.
I don't know why that went to
So
GM.
a 32 will hit.
For 11 slashing, 2 dueling, and
How do you want to do this?
Oh my
and a
god.
flyer. I'm gonna with the claws just grab it by the face and just start ripping in half.
So as you start ripping the face and the body in half, you do see the red gelatinous creature behind, the actual entity that you are fighting against, and you shoot forward, grabbing, ripping and clawing, shooting this ooze in every direction. And all of you who are up top, kind of like, you can't see, just see the red gnarly ooze being thrown everywhere as the creature up top is slowly getting shrunken back into its other state, dropping down and dropping the corpse that it had animated down into itself. And the fight is over. Dorzen, you hear a grueling battle happening while you are stuck beneath the earth.
We almost made it a full round.
So either that collapsed tunnel did a lot of damage to that thing, or you were being easy on us, because I know what that thing can do.
Well,
I'm gonna look that thing
crit
up
did a
afterwards.
lot of damage.
That crit was a lot, yeah.
Yeah, that was 104 points of damage. That's...
I want to say, as soon as I kill it, since I know the state I'm in, careful, because Kenroth knows exactly what state he is in, and he's holding off the bloodlust.
For those of you that remember a different friend of yours, they had anger issues when they got really hurt.
quick question though. So as a player, I know what these things are. As a character though, would Prissa have heard about these things, possibly?
Roll me a
Especially since it's from the
Arcana
Underdark.
check. Oh, you think I'm using that lore? That's hilarious.
That's fair. Yeah.
But 18. This is a creature that is referred to in the studious studies of the Lyceum as an oblex, a failed experimentation in order to animate people, calling forth some type of otherworldly asset and power in order to invigorate them and restore their knowledge. However, it is a failed experiment because all it did was produce an ooze that used people as their puppets to cause them to die, to use their bodies to breed and multiply further into more oozes, and so that they can keep cascading. And there was a point in time in history where there was an entire city overrun by these things, and anybody who walked into the city was attacked by these things. The one that you fought against was considerably more well-developed, which means this may or may not have been the original Ublex, or the Elder Ublex.
Oh. Well, either way, Prissa is going to panic. She's going to yell, "Everyone, stay within each other's sights! Dorzin!" And she's gonna scream out for Dorzin, because she cannot see him. He has not responded to anything.
Gerald, I'm gonna make a couple wisdom saves in conjunction with my healing to figure out exactly when this might need to occur, and they might need to,
Sure. However, how about we take a break, everybody?
All right.
We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We're back, everybody. How you doing today? Sorry about the little bit of an elongated wait. We had to wait for Sir Yurik to get back. Apparently, he had a bathroom issue. It's fine. Happens to the best of us.
I did.
Nah. That's what we're saying.
That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
So, everybody, now that we are all here, Prissa used some of the remaining time to dig out the tunnel near Dorzin, helping him get up. And after a couple of minutes, Conrath finally settles down. You still feel like there's a little disconnect between your body and your mind right now, Conrath, that you can't exactly place.
I want to, just after the combat, start casting a prayer of healing.
Okay. So it's around this time that the prayer of healing goes off. Go ahead.
Yep.
And since we hadn't seen Dorzin until we dug him out, before she approaches him, Prissa asks, "Dorzin, what is Pyramal saying to you right now?"
I mean, he's been pretty quiet since he's accepted me.
Insight check.
I'm not lying. Go ahead.
What was your insight?
12.
He's kind of... it's Dorzin.
Okay. And I also definitely look behind him and around.
All
for
of you
those
heal
little
for 11.
And
Roll a perception check, Prissa.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You said it. 18. You do see a little red globule sifting into the rubble down.
Oh, shit. Near Dorzin?
Not in particular.
Yeah. Is it it's already in the rubble and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's already sifted down. You no longer see it.
All right. I guess telekinesis is ended by now.
Probably. If prayer of
10
healing went
minutes.
off, then telekinesis is done too.
Yeah, Prissa, after gathering everyone around, is going to explain all the lore you dropped about the Oblex.
Okay.
And then she is going to mention we should get out of this tunnel, and she saw where she saw the little red orb go.
Well, if there are more of them, we should probably take them out. It is not good.
I
Literally tunnel into darkness where I came from.
We don't really know how many or really where they are. All we know kind of is that looks like this village is done for, isn't it?
And I'm really worried too, because actually no, I actually Prissa wouldn't know this, would she, about the conversation with Keyleth and them, unless those guys explained it?
No, you weren't there.
Okay,
Nobody
never
said
mind
they
then.
explained it.
Could these be the things that are popping up of the ground where the barrier is?
What do you mean?
Well, Keelit said they've been fighting waves of stuff coming up from the ground. She wasn't that specific.
That would be bad. These things are very bad.
Mm-hmm. Brissa, do you have sending prepared?
I do.
Why don't you contact maybe Trick? I forgot the name. Out of game.
Of who?
Pike.
Not. I do.
Yorvik.
Sorry. I do not. I kind of. The way I do my spells sometimes is I remember something else, but then it's like a clean slate with what was there before. And to pick up the rocks and stuff, I kind of did that, but with that spell. Sorry.
I see. So you can't do that anymore today.
I need, like, if you give me an hour, I can get my stuff. I don't feel comfortable in these tunnels right now, though.
No. Let's get up top, and I'd say we can take an hour rest.
All right. Can I attempt to see if my Grim Psychometry picks anything up
Sure.
on these tunnels?
Sure. You start concentrating and feeling them out, and you get nothing.
Do any of you know whether these things do they have any sort of intelligence to them?
Yes, they're, from what I'm aware of, these things are smart.
Right.
Dangerously smart.
Right. Well, I suppose any chance of surprising them is already gone anyway, so might as well do our best.
Yes. Well, as long as you all stay close to me, at least they will not surprise us anymore.
Yeah, fair enough.
As much as I'm fine with leaving this place and letting someone else dealing with it, those soldiers are meant to help us when we go in to deal with you-know-who. I'd rather them not all be dead fighting this thing.
Yes, I agree. We did tell them we would scout out the place.
I'm not leaving this place until we have taken care of this threat.
So I would require a survival check from two of you. Any two of you. Not assisting, two different people.
I'll make the second.
I can.
Guidance.
Okay.
Jimmy, -2. Let's do it.
Okay, guidance on myself.
Yep. So go ahead. Okay.
25.
Sir Yurik and Konaroth, you may be able to take the time to unbury all of the tunnels that were just collapsed moments ago. It'll probably take you a few days to unbury them, especially since none of you have the proper equipment. As strong as any of you are, it is a long and tedious process, and you don't even know the layout of the tunnels themselves. You would need a working crew to excavate the area properly, to be able to traverse through them and hopefully kill the creatures.
Or someone just so magically, like, awesome with stonework, I would assume.
If you had a spell like that, it could help out tremendously, but you'd have to cast it multiple times to get it accomplished.
Definitely seems like a several-day task to clear the stones and open the tunnels.
This became more than just a side mission. Anyway, if this is indeed the same kind of creature that Keyleth mentioned, then we need to look into it.
So Yurik, yes, it's something we need to look into, but we don't have the time for us to look into it right now. If Tessa can, she's what Studious was talking about, Tessa was looking for people. She might be making another party of adventurers. If we find her in Westrun, maybe she can look into this while we continue our main mission.
Well, you could always try to ask her by sending, once you have it pre-prepared.
Yes, but like I said before, I'm gonna need about an hour.
Well, an hour should not be a problem.
My question is,
Short
though,
rests, by the way, aren't we?
what are the tunnels doing out here? It doesn't seem like a village would have these.
Jero, now that we're actually in the tunnels, can I tell if
You're
these
on
are sort
top of
un-
the tunnels. The tunnels are collapsed.
Oh shit, never mind then.
So, are all the tunnels collapsed all over the village, or
Most of the village has collapsed into these tunnels, but you don't know if all of the tunnels are collapsed. You don't know how far the tunnels go.
I don't mean to point any fingers here. I just think, Prissa, that before you start digging like that again, please consult with the rest of us.
I'm sorry, I didn't know it was gonna collapse like that. I was just trying
No, of
to
course not.
unplug the hole.
Yeah, I'm not saying you did it intentionally or anything. I just
Well, I mean, I thought it was pretty evident what I was doing when I was digging up the holes, but I'll be sure to let you all know next time.
In the
Sorry.
meantime, I do think we should head back to the keep and inform them of the situation, so they can keep an eye out.
Yes. There's not much we can do at the moment without the full crew of digging.
The only other thing I think we can do is double check the buildings for any survivors. But that's it.
By the way, Jero, quick thing. Can I do the medallion one more time for thinking creatures? Because
Sure.
I know these things are smart, and can they think? I want to
That's a
see
good
if I can
question.
sense it.
You rub your medallion.
Should be 30.
You detect no thoughts outside of everybody in your party.
Hi. Well, I guess we should make our way out then.
Does that include in the buildings if we were to walk by them?
Correct. If you want to walk by them, you can test.
You should check around the buildings with that Prissa.
It's got to be quick. We've only got 52 seconds now.
Alright, and I will attempt to pick Prissa up and just run her around the village.
You run around the entire village within 20 seconds. Even with the rubble. No thoughts anywhere.
I didn't sense anything. That was really quick.
I am quite fast, yes.
Are you all waiting here for an hour for a short rest, or are you heading back over to Cinderfall Keep?
I believe we should head back and not rest here in case there are more.
Before we, I wanted to bring up a point now that we're out of the tunnel in case there are more. So do you want to send some fireballs down there? Just in case?
Okay, the tunnels are collapsed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I meant in case it could blow up anything that was outside of it, I guess, but...
Sure, anything outside of it.
But that hole you mentioned, did it seem to, when we killed it, or at least defeated it, did it seem to, slink into the hole and get away, or?
Kanaroth, roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
Man.
He killed it good, but he doesn't know where it went.
Yeah, so we didn't see if that hole actually, if it led. It was just a hole. It didn't seem like a tunnel of some kind.
It was a hole as connected to the tunnels, but it was kind of like where Dorzen was, which was an archway that was still fine. This was just a wider area that was just fine.
Yeah. Well, I suggest, we get back to the keep, but I can at least put up some temporary guard here while we do. So I'm going to cast Guardian of Faith back where that hole was.
All right. How long does that last again?
8 hours.
Fantastic. You put up a shining, glowing soldier to stand there with a sword and shield.
And I suggest we'll just get back then.
You said it was a
Yes.
few hours to
Get
send
back,
our full keep?
Yeah.
Yeah, my form would definitely drop like halfway into it.
All right.
Or even not even half.
So you all gather yourselves back up, having to tend to Bastion, who luckily was able to run away thanks to being led by Alarin's intelligent cat. You make it back to Cinderfall Keep, and you are watched as you are approaching, and your party looks like shit right now. You're dirty, you're covered in soot, dust, wounds erected around several of you. Although they have healed over, they still have cut through many aspects of you. As you are walking forward, one of the soldiers walks up and their weapon is drawn, but not threateningly, just on a state of ready and caution. What happened? Is there an attack?
We dealt with the problem for now. Can we talk to Studious?
Studious is just retired from his shift. There's a different commander in charge right now.
Can you take us to him?
Yes. They turn and start walking back briskly with you, or jogging since most of you are on horseback. When you get inside, you see that there is a dwarven captain here, or commander here, currently going over a little bit of paperwork and checking everything. He is Durgar, as he is more well adept at performing the nightly duties of watching for the keep. Turns over and goes, you must be the people that Studious warned me about. Welcome. Why do you look like shit?
Well, we went out to investigate that village. What was the name of it again?
The Bloodhole.
Yeah. We discovered that it, at first glance, seemed abandoned. Investigated a barn, whereupon a corpse fell out. I interrogated the corpse with some divine magic, if you will. They were attacked by some creature. Was Ublex, was that what it's called? We discovered there were...
an Oblex, and Prissa will cast Major Image to, like, remember when she did her presentation at the Lyceum? She's doing basically the same thing here for this report, and it's kind of like the rundown of the village, empty barn, body falling out, and now with the Oblex and what it looks like, as well as the victims that it had, the puppets, and the tunnels underneath.
So there are tunnels stretching underneath the village. We don't know how far they extend or how deep they go. They were unfortunately collapsed.
Shit.
We suspect the creature or creatures might still be around there. I put up a temporary guard which will not be there for a few more hours.
If what I know is correct, we looks like we killed the elder one. If there were any younger ones there, though, then they may have gotten away. For now.
Do you all know what these creatures are? How to deal with them? How they burrow or anything?
Prissa goes into her usual academic rant about an oblex.
You understand the mechanical nature of the oblex and the theory behind why they were constructed and why it failed. As for the nature of the oblex, that is something that you do not know personally. Outside of people are puppets, let's use them to kill other people.
And that it uses its victims as puppets, and you can see that it connects with it. Its main body is the blob, but then what its victim is the puppet.
I would suspect that since it seems to be, well, its main form seems to be some sort of liquid, it probably has the capacity to at least move around in very tight spaces, or I don't know if you can even, if bladed weapons, if you can permanently kill it by that.
My blade did the work.
Well, it did, but
that's also a magical weapon.
That is fair.
I suggest we kill it with fire.
Fire. That's something I understand well. All right. He goes over to the door, and you notice as he's walking past, he's missing around his calf down to his shoe, where there is a long cylindrical pole that is attached into the shoe itself. As he walks over there and opens the door wide, and he goes, "Hey, got a group of 13. Need you to all go out to Blood Hall. Hold down the area, evacuate any wildlife that's in the perimeter of it, cut down the surrounding trees. There's going to be a big fire."
I would also recommend that if you have them at least maintain sight of each other if they can, so in case one of them gets snuck up on, they don't become a puppet too.
Yeah, what she said. He comes back in, and then he looks over at you, Prissa, and goes, "Do you have any magical paper?"
Yeah. And she pulls out any magic paper. She has some scrolls. She's got the spell pages and ink.
He takes a couple of sheets of the spell pages. Remove 10 GP worth. Somebody's tapping on their desk loudly.
Yeah.
Could be a ring of fire.
So he takes the pieces of paper and starts transcribing something on it, ending with a swivel and a line, folding it up and tossing it into the fireplace, where you watch a green fire ignites it.
Can I tell what that was?
Roll Arcana. You've seen it happen once before by your good friend Mitch, but you don't know what it does.
That's what was that?
I was just alerting the Tal'Dorei Council of this and asking for some assistance from adept mages.
Oh, but what about that method of messaging? Because I'd love to learn how to do that.
Talk to one of them. I'm not. I don't. They told me how to do it, and then that's what I do. You see, I take the paper, I write it, I crumple it up, I throw it in that fireplace. It goes to them. That's all I
Okay.
know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you all look like shit. We'll set
Well,
you
we
up
all-
in the captain's quarters. You can have my room for the night. I'm not going to be using it. I'm working the night shift anyways. So-
We wouldn't want to
And
impose.
it's already like 5, 6 a.m. at this point.
AM?
Yeah. You guys got there late into the afternoon. Several hours of walking, hour of experimentation, hour break, several hours back. It's early morning. Sun is
By the way,
starting to come
since Prissa was basically traveling on Dorzen's back, would she have what would be considered a short rest? Because
No.
otherwise,
a short
then-
rest you
no?
have to tend to yourself. Well, moving like
Okay.
that is not. Yeah.
You cannot bandage yourself on horseback.
Well, no, I was only asking so I could do flash recall and use
Well,
ascending.
the thing is, you're like using your book while galloping on the horse. It's a little too distracting.
That's fair.
Need horse proficiency.
Yeah, get on it.
I mean, I'm riding on
Land
Dorzen.
vehicles. Work on that land vehicle proficiency over the sword.
Fine, I'm gonna get proficient in riding Dorzen.
Dorzen's considered a land vehicle?
Oh, absolutely, you are. If she gets animal handling, she can braid your hair.
Well, Alarn is gonna find a tree out in the inside of the walls, but
No, you're not.
Oh, there's no trees. Ah.
No, this is a fort, a military outpost. They don't have trees in the walls.
Well, then
Those are like several miles outside of, or like a mile outside of the wall.
Then I'll go to one of the walls and just sit down and play a few tunes before I
Give
fall
me a
asleep.
survival check.
17.
All right. Let's hope you can sleep while people are working and manning the wall.
Cats can sleep anywhere.
Sure. But cats get woken up easily when people are loud and bombastic.
Like guards on a wall.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy! Yeah, Jeff? You suck. Fuck you, Jeff.
Hey, do you ever wonder why we're here?
Hours. Yeah. You're gonna have to deal with the dumbest people you've ever interacted with in your life, and
so that quote was accurate.
Other than your party.
Yeah.
Okay.
No worries. So, you all gather up into the captain's quarters, aside from Alarn, and you all find some sleep. The bed is fairly large, but a few bedrolls are rolled out for you as well, and given to you as accessibility. Sir Yurik clearly jumps into the bed. If any other normal humanoid would like to join him, or two smaller humanoids, they could. However, everybody else, you're stuck on the floor. Bedrolls. Lauren, are you going to big spoon Yurik? Or no, not Alarn. Konorath, are you going to big spoon Yurik? Or little spoon?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Prissa will sleep on the bed too. Why not?
Okay, cool.
I think between a full-bodied human and a Goliath, I'm not sure even.
She's the little cat at the end of the bed.
Oh no,
She
I was
sleeps
imagining.
on top of them.
Yeah, I was kind of imagining like she's getting spooned by Sir Yurik, and Sir Yurik's getting spooned by Kanaroth.
It's an interesting.
Or there's an ottoman that you could sleep on if you want. Since an ottoman is person size for you.
Yeah.
Cool. Then anyways, you all get yourselves together, go to sleep, begin resting up. Jimmy, you have a nightly visit, once again.
Oh no.
He brings you back to the same facility that you've been experimenting and testing in for a while. As he turns and smiles. Ah. Good evening, James. How are you?
Doing all right.
I received the clay. Very appreciative for it. Did you get your payment? I wasn't sure of that individual.
Oh yeah, it was fairly generous, I'd say. Yep, I got it. Raspin, he's been taking care of everything, so.
So you trust him?
Yeah. I mean, I left him with a lot of money, and he was still here when I came back, so.
Money is an easy thing, isn't it? After I found out I was supposed to leave that money with Raspin, I took the liberty of calling an associate to watch him. He spends a great deal of time in the black market under Amon. Talks a great deal about the work he's been doing, and the magnificent creations he is going to be producing for individuals in the near future. Funny thing is, the work that he is proclaiming to be his is incredibly similar to the work I see you do here on a nightly basis.
You want to happen to know who he is, or if I could meet him?
Raspin?
Wait, Raspin does the same work?
He's claiming to. He's claiming to use his name instead of yours, or anybody else's.
That's, of course, yeah. Well, my name doesn't have the best connotation associated with it, so, we figured just to get business started and get the rapport, that's probably for the best.
Has he already asked you for a null magic bomb?
I'm not sure. Has he? Jero?
No, he has not.
No?
He's accepting payment, squirreling it away. And he seems to be leading along a few individuals that I would consider unsavory, James. Be careful with your dealings with him, and make sure he knows he works for you, not the other way around. You are the brains, he is the smile.
I think he is a bit older than me, but I mean, we're kind of like partners, Like, he handles the stuff I can't really handle.
Jimmy, he is not a worthy partner if he's stealing credit for you and convincing unsavory people that he will sell things to them that could be detrimental and harm others.
Oh, well, I don't want him to sell them to bad people. I guess I haven't really talked to him about it. Maybe I just need to give him better direction. Yeah, I see what you're saying, though. That definitely makes sense.
Next time you talk to him, 32nd and 3rd Street in Amman. There is an alleyway. You will find a door on the left-hand side. Go in there and talk to him there. If business does not go right, I will make sure you are safe. We are partners. But anyways, how's your travels going?
Not too bad. I got a temporary ouch prototype working again. So
another one.
Well, yeah, the other one is kind of in use at the moment. We're trying to keep the temple under wraps.
Very good.
I'm working with the Lauren. I'm doing a little project for him, and it's going pretty good. We're on our way to West Run right now. Don't know exactly what we're gonna do when we get there, but yeah.
West Run. I heard that they've had an evacuation of surrounding cities to West Run.
Yeah, there's been people on the road who said that they were being sent away by the shields, so that sounds right.
The shields are getting involved with whatever Vox Machina is doing.
I mean, it seems like a lot more people are becoming aware, which is probably a good thing. I mean, there's only so much that I think Vox Machina or even we can do.
I agree with you. I'm concerned about this individual. Jimmy, I don't want you to mention this to anybody else, but I'm taking particular interest in the Ivyheart Thicket right now.
Another secret?
I know I'm asking a lot. But Vox Machina does not like me or my family. I'm trying to help, but their narrow minds may not see it that way. Just know,
okay,
I will be there, and I know all of you will be there soon. If you need help, You ask me. I value you too much to lose you to whatever the hell is going on in that forest.
But what if I need help and I'm not tired?
Just ask.
Okay.
Good. Now, what are we working on tonight?
Well, I kind of had this planned out. If we want to continue working on your schematic, that's fine. I also had some other ideas. I found another vestige too, and this one, it doesn't even seem to have a divine property to it, which is amazing.
Another vestige?
Yeah. Our new friend, Kanaroth, has one, and it's like so
You have
different.
not spoken to me about this individual. Who are they?
I don't... He's kind of a Goliath, and he was like following us for a while, I guess, and he helped us through the temple. And he turns into this weird beast thing. He's got some tattoos on him too. But he finally let me check out the vestige, and it's pretty impressive. They can like change. I didn't know that they could change. And this one isn't touched by the gods, which is way different.
Roll an insight for me, Jimmy.
Sure. $19.
When you're describing Konaroth, you see a worried look go over his face.
Something the matter?
His kind does not get along with my principles. Let's just say that.
Well, I mean, he's pretty nice. I don't
and
like...
he's destructive. Far more destructive than anybody else you're with right now. And volatile.
Well, hold on. No, that's not fair. He tries to control it. I've seen him control it.
He may be adept at controlling it, but keep your distance whenever he uses it.
Jimmy takes a step away from Mitch because he is clearly describing somebody in a manner in which he has been described several times in his life. He does not like that. I think he's good, and yeah, maybe he's not safe, but I think he's doing his best.
Just be careful.
I will.
It may not mean for you to be harmed. Doesn't mean you won't be.
Did you need anything else tonight, Mitch? I think I just want to get to work.
Fair enough. He steps back and allows you to work. Alrighty. Alarin, I need a con save from you.
Okie dokie. -4, so that's a 26.
You sleep fine. Despite everybody walking around, talking loudly, and having a very bombastic morning. Everybody else, you sleep fine as well, not being disturbed, until the early hours in the afternoon, where you hear on the doors to your chamber
I'm coming. Coming. Prissa
You got
will
it. Hello? Hello?
Prissa's gonna tiredly go over to the door, rubbing her eyes, and open it.
You open the door, and you all see a tall, standing elven woman, where directly in front of her is two dwarven guards, adorned in very, very ceremonious full plate mail armor. She is wearing a very long, flowing blue dress with a hairstyle that is tightly woven backwards with 3 braids. And Prissa, you and Sir Yurik immediately recognize this individual. as one of the council members.
Prissa instantly like perks up and starts trying to fix her hair and clothes and stuff that are probably wrinkly from sleeping. Sorry, sorry, I didn't know. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
She
What did
takes a step inside the room.
I put on a shirt.
Out of the bed with the Goliath.
She looks around the area, and Alora speaks up.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
She's one of the council members on the Tal'Dorei Council.
She's
yeah, but
elven?
she's no.
Alora?
In this one, she is. In this one, she is.
Yeah, in this one, yeah, because humans die too quickly. I don't like that.
Okay.
So.
Miss Visorian.
So, she looks over at Dorzen. My name is Arcanist Alora Visorian. I am one of the seated members of the Tal'Dorei Council. And I was asked to come here to deal with an complex problem that all of you seem to be knowledgeable about.
Yes, we encountered it last night. Or this night, rather. We fought it off, but we are unsure if it's... well, how you really kill it. If it's still alive, or if there are several of them.
You have to burn the source.
Right.
Did you burn the source?
We didn't know exactly what the source would be at that point.
Very well.
Did you say, Prissa,
What I did notice when I was looking for Dorzen was something red and orb-like going through some of the rubble away from us, so that may have been the source and it got away.
The one that you defeated, about how large was it?
Yeah, I still have it prepared. Prissa is going to use major image to make it, basically make it the actual size and shape that it was this time.
She looks at it, goes, more than likely that would have been the source itself. If you inflicted a serious amount of harm onto it and used a source of fire against it, it would have been enough to destroy it. The other ones are minor outliers in the situation. They are protrusions of its own body as it duplicates itself. However, without a host or a original source, they will weaken and die. She looks back in the hallway where you see the same Duragar individual. Call your men back, evacuate the area. We'll starve it. Of course. He goes running off. Very well. Thank you. She turns and starts walking away.
Miss Alora, one thing, what was that guy's rank? The Duergar's rank?
Commander.
The commander mentioned was a messaging system with paper and a fireplace. Is there a way I could learn that quickly so I can maybe message you or someone else?
You are a member of the Lyceum, no?
Yes, ma'am.
You can find the secrets in the halls. That is where I learned it.
Yes, ma'am.
She stops at the doorway and just looks back. I apologize. Thank you all very much. Have a good day.
It was no problem. It was nice to meet you.
I can't believe I never knew that Alora was a human. She seems so elf. Like
she's a wizard.
I know she's always been human.
Yeah.
But the nice thing, clone can be used to make yourself a younger body.
So we're going with human. Stay canon.
You just used the clone spell a few times.
Yeah, she's good. She's
no, I think I mean, that's a necromancy spell. I don't know if she would. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. We're
Well,
going with
she's
it. Let's
married
go.
to a paladin.
Could have always asked Keela to true polymorph her into an elf.
And the moment the door closes behind her, Prissa like stomps on her. She's like, "Dang it! I should have asked her to sign my spell book."
I was just gonna say, and then Prissa faints.
No, she doesn't fangirl that hard with Allura. But
Really?
She fangirls
Because
pretty
it really
hard.
sounds like she does.
Allura's like top 5 people in the world as far as Priss is concerned. Not like
Yeah, I
top
know, that's-
2.
The fact that
Like
Prissa didn't faint meeting Pike is a triumph.
I mean, no, I think she did at one point. No, like the top 5 female role models she has is Pike, Keyleth, Allura. I think
Really,
I don't know
not
if she would know
Vexalia.
that. No, Vex is in there. I was just trying to go in order. Actually,
So-
yeah, it would be Vex next.
She leaves, being flanked by her 2 guardsmen. So,
Okay. So Yurik, I think that takes care of that problem. We can move on.
yes, very good.
I didn't realize he was actually gone until
Yeah.
I looked over at his.
Life finds a way.
Good morning. Did I miss anything?
We met
Apparently-
the Allura Visorian.
Yeah. It's a shame I missed it.
Alarin, you
I
have no
wanted
idea
them
who
to-
that is.
Even Scanlan hasn't told 1 or 2 bad stories about Allura just for shits.
You think Scanlan has the balls to talk shit on Allura?
No, not even he
Not
has
while
that.
he's still on the same continent.
Well, here's the thing. Allura's actually a really nice person too.
Oh, she's super nice, but he refers to her as the most advanced mage of all time because he's naive enough to believe that.
I mean, to be fair, Prissa kind of thinks the same thing.
But anyways,
Right
back
now?
to this campaign, not that one.
Yeah.
What do you mean? This is this campaign.
This is the sequel.
So, everybody.
Will they take care of the whose problem?
Yes, they were going to starve it by, I guess, not giving it any people to eat, and also burn it with fire.
It's are good.
Seems like a good idea.
19 coming up. Fire.
Did everyone sleep all right?
I slept wonderfully.
Yes. And the question is now, does the bed smell like wolf?
Smells like sweat. Since
Smells
none of
like
you
wet
bathed
dog.
before going to bed, since you've been traveling for 2 days and probably like 19 hours straight.
And all that red ooze.
Yeah. It smells like sweat.
I mean, yeah, Prissa would have prestidigitated the ooze away.
Sure. Sweat.
I guess our next stop is West Run.
Yes, unless the compass shows us in a different path.
One thing.
All right,
I
all right.
was-
Channel Divinity Compass.
Points in the same direction you were moving previously.
All right. Are we stopping at that mountain town? I forget if we decided that.
I believe we were, yes.
Wait, what was the mountain town we were stopping at?
I don't know the actual name of the city.
Kamal.
Kamal, that's it.
Oh, Kaimal. Kimmel, yeah.
To potentially have a different stock of items.
Oh, well, quick double. Too. Was that town along the way, or was it?
It's kind of on the way. It's a slightly deviated path. If you look here on the map, Kamal is right here. So, you know.
And
That's not too much of a sidetrack.
Yeah,
then,
you'd
we can
have
do
to
that.
go down here, over
these are
here,
the flags.
around there. And the plane starts here and goes all the way across.
Isn't this black mark a part of the road, though?
That black mark is a part of the smoke attached to the mountains that has an active volcano.
Oh, because it's the same color as this dirt path over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is because this map is not that intuitive in its construction.
Gotcha. Okay.
There is a chance Kaimal has also been evacuated.
Well, we could
We should
ask,
probably just
but
send Western, then.
I just wanted to, Lauren, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling fine. Why do you ask?
Well, I was a bit concerned. I didn't think about it at first, but if that blood that hit you from the corpse at the barn, well, if it contained some piece of that Ublex, I'm just worried if you did you get any in your mouth or other orifice?
I do not believe so.
You did.
Well,
It was covering nose down. It went in. A little bit, not a lot.
Well,
perhaps a drop or two.
Have that looked at, I think, just to be safe.
Already. So are you going to cast the spell, Sir Yorick?
I wouldn't know what to cast. But let's see. I haven't prepared the spells yet for this day, so I'm going to ask Prissa what she knows about it first, about the infection process.
Actually, I guess, do Oblexes in your lore have an infection kind of thing going on, Jiro, or is it the same?
Roll me a nature check.
Oh no.
Do I have any? No, I can't assist.
Oh my.
23. Not bad. Not bad. So, the Oblex kill people to use their body as a hosting ground in order to strengthen and empower themselves, and they continue through the process over and over and over and over and over till the point that they get to the size that you saw previously, in which case then they start breeding themselves into smaller sections while continuing the feed and feast. If
And
Alarin's
were the-
not dead, as far as you know, it's not going to be spreading. Now, if a little piece is inside of him, you wouldn't know how that works, since you have not specifically studied Oblex.
Prissa's gonna just lean over, or try. She can't lean over. She's going to try to bring Sir Yorick closer. She can whisper to him. Can you do that thing where you sense undead and evil things real quick? Just to be safe?
Not necessarily sense evil things.
It just undead, because as long as Alon's not dead, he should be fine, I believe.
Doris, and you hear all of this.
Does Alarn hear it since they're right next to him?
You haven't left the room. We're in 5 feet of each other.
She's trying to be quiet and whispering to him. Dorzen has a stupid passive.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now, for the sake of comedy, I wouldn't mind if everyone could hear Prissa stage
Fine.
whispering this.
Everyone, Prissa thinks Alarin is a zombie.
If it is some kind of disease, it should not be a problem for me.
Well,
But yeah, he's a paladin. He's immune to disease. It's a paladin ability. He's... I don't. Dorson doesn't know that.
it seems to me like it would be some more like a form of parasite than a disease. Well, I don't really know how these things work.
I've never had a parasite, nor a disease. At least not after.
Oh, you've definitely had ringworm before. You're a cat.
No,
And then he
Pretty
got
sure
to that
that
level in Paladin, and he's like,
doesn't make
oh,
you-
yeah.
It doesn't make you immune to parasites.
I attempt to brew up like an anti-paralytic, just a anti-parasite thing, just in case.
Give me an alchemical test. Alchemical supplies using intelligence. Whisper the roll. I'm not counting it. Whisper.
Dang it.
Cool. You constructed something that may be able to kill any parasites inside of his body if he wants to try to take it.
Bro, this.
Why not?
Lauren gulps it.
Give me a con save.
21.
Okay. You manage to drink the entire thing down before you feel a gurgling in your stomach and a slight hissing up your throat. But you manage to suppress it and then, oh no, run to the bathroom before anything else happened.
Do we like hear just like all sorts
Was
of
that a nat
horrible
one?
things echoing
It
from
wasn't
that
a nat 1, but it's not high enough to kill well, it's maybe good enough to kill parasites, but it's not healthy enough for somebody to easily drink.
Fair enough.
Roll me a d4, Lauren.
Don't worry, it killed the parasites, but you also killed the toilet.
That is 2 hours on the seat.
Yep. For the next 2 hours, you are spoken for.
Hey, that's 2 hours of downtime.
Conoroth, you used a little too much vinegar and not enough anti-acid.
Right. Well, I suppose by the smell he's purging himself. So
I just imagine what he said.
let's find
no,
another place to be right now, okay?
I'm just imagining, who does number 2 work for?
Yeah.
Lauren goes straight to the mess hall after that and gets a good amount of normal good
Oh, you
food.
suffer a
Well, I
level
mean-
of exhaustion, buddy.
I was about to say you went from the mess room now. It started with clean room. It was a mess room now. Now you're going to the mess hall.
Now
Yeah,
you have a level of exhaustion.
gotcha.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah, during that 2 hours of quote unquote downtime.
Most
I'll
likely
attempt-
there was nothing to need curing either.
I'll attempt to
Well,
make
we don't know.
I'll attempt to make a better one in those 2 hours.
Sure, whisper it again. Go
Or
on,
even,
Persa.
or even, yeah, Prissa would approach Dorzen, and stuff.
Okay.
Dorzen, the compass there, it can find anything, right? So, if we find, I have a plan. I think that might work too. Is if our current leads don't work out, like if we can find Ayun, she's the goddess of knowledge. She knows everything. We can find something about her. I tried to research her at the Lyceum, but I didn't have any luck yet. But if we can find a clue, we can follow the trail, and I think we'll be able to find her an archive of hers or something. What do you think?
I think that this compass uses divine intervention to be going anywhere, and I don't think the Raven Queen would want me to find her.
Well,
At this time.
she's kind of in thought right now. Like she wants to say something, but she's also considering against it. All right. All right. Anyways,
Nice,
how
nice.
long do you think Alon's gonna be in there?
You hear quieted whimpering.
Yes, another hour.
Oh, all right.
Just
Anyways, I'm gonna go check on Jimmy. And then I go. Oh, God.
You walk 5 feet over to Jimmy.
Not left the room.
Okay. Hey, Jimmy.
Can we talk in private? I have a commission for something I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah, sure. He just sits there.
And in private?
Yeah. I don't see anybody. It's just doors in.
Doors, yeah. And just the
Kenneroth.
two of us and Kenneroth.
And
Can we go? Hey, Jimmy, let's get some fresh air. And she like takes Jimmy by like hooks her arm, links him, and just kind of walks with him out.
Oh boy, he's looking away. He's looking around. He's like, okay.
Ouch tilts his head,
Inside.
wondering if it should follow.
No, Ouch is
Follower attack.
Oh yeah, Ouch is still not active.
Ouch is inert. He's
Yeah.
not doing anything.
Alrighty. So you take him out to the courtyard. Roll me a perception check. You find a secluded little corner where nobody is around.
Jimmy, you want to create a vestige, right?
Yeah, you're not gonna ask me to keep a secret, are you? Because
No,
I got another one, and it's getting like this is.
Jimmy, I have a potential idea for a commission. Is that compass that Dorzan has? Do you think you could make an arcane-based one with it? I could help out.
I mean, it certainly would be possible. An arcane compass. Pointing in the direction, though, it would have to be like a magical essence.
Well, I mean, we could always. You said Mitch is still visiting you sometimes, right? In your sleep.
Yeah, he visited me last night.
Oh, that's good. Do you think you can ask him if he might be able to assist with this sort of project? And if I'm still
Maybe.
thinking about this, but I may need to talk to him at some point. So if you can maybe mention that I want to talk to him, and maybe I could dream to him or he could dream to me. I don't know which one he wants to do on that.
Sure, absolutely. I like the idea of like an arcane compass. I might actually.
Yeah, it's because I don't think it's fair, I guess, that only you have to channel divine magic into it when we can make our own, right?
I mean, theoretically, maybe.
Well, I mean, you're trying to make a vestige, and most of them that we've found so far seem to be a divine, but there is an arcane one.
Yeah, right. Like.
So this should be possible, right?
I might need Kenneroth's help too, but yeah, that could be something that might work. I like this idea. Definitely. I mean, as soon as I finish Alarin's thing, I think I can start working on.
Oh yeah. No. Finish the project you have for Alarin, but afterwards, I would like to help you work on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait,
what? Why? Wait, why are we doing this here? And Jimmy just start looking around, and
if I'm being honest, I want to try to find Ayun, or at least maybe one of her archives, and I need if I can find a clue, maybe we can piece together where one of these archives are. Because you remember what Studious said yesterday? It's the lack of knowledge that's kind of killing people.
It is
sometimes.
Ayun.
If we
Ayun's a god. What? How?
Ayun's a goddess of knowledge. I want to try to find the necessary knowledge that we can use to maybe stop all like the possible bloodshed from may happen.
Important point of order, Jimmy. You've never heard of Ayun before in your life.
No,
it's
very interesting.
Up in a
Where he grew up.
Worships all the gods.
Ayun is not one that is publicly worshipped.
No, technically, he would have heard it when Prissa was doing the Raven Queen story before, but
if he was paying attention, correct.
Which I wasn't. Let's be honest.
Okay.
But this is my first time hearing about it.
Yep.
Prissa does express that she is a god, does she not?
Yeah, goddess of knowledge. She is goddess of spreading knowledge, and advancing, but during the calamity, she was injured by Thersdu. Now, you remember the story I told with the Raven Queen?
Well, yeah, but the solution that we're seeking would seem to be the most direct one, which would be we have a compass that
That's
handles
only
divine energy.
But that's only one solution. What if that one solution doesn't work? We need to have a backup solution, right?
Well,
So
yeah.
maybe if we find one of her archives, we can find another solution.
There's just like a really complicated. It's almost like the difference between arcane and divine energy is so complex. Like that thing that Yurik did the other day in the village with the guy who was talking. Like I haven't been able to see that replicated anywhere.
Well, I'm sure that if a necromancer put enough study into it, they could eventually figure that sort of thing out.
That's kind of dangerous, though. Like I don't.
Well, it depends on how it's used. I think it's not like if you put power into someone who's dangerous, then he'll use it for dangerous things. But if you put it in someone who is responsible and knows how to use it, then they'll use it responsibly, right?
Well, I mean, if we run out of options, yeah, we can try that as long as we're being careful, I guess. But just, I think we should try.
Well, we'll be careful then. But this is something I'm really passionate about, Jimmy. So can you please help me with this once you're done with helping Lauren?
Making an arcane compass? Yeah, that sounds awesome.
And maybe you could even install it onto Ouch, and that could be a cool little add-on to him.
Yeah, I could. Ouch tends to be not a good place to put permanent things though, because he tends to
Yeah.
He doesn't last long, unfortunately. That was it though. Just you need help.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to really talk about.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get back to work because I saw Choff and he seemed like he was very anxious. I bet he wants his weapon back.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go see if Dorzen, while we're waiting on Aloran, wants to start reading that book I gave him. Heck, we can read it together. Since we have time.
Yeah, let's just sit down and read this porn together.
Good friends.
Like right outside of the room where Lauren's like moaning and groaning.
No.
It was a glistening night.
Why is there more?
Why? I didn't eat this much yesterday.
Lauren is never accepting anything to drink from Canroth again.
Here's a healing potion. Slap.
Yep.
No.
No, it'd be funny too is after he slapped it, the healing potion like breaks on the ground, but then it like melts into it.
Oh, wrong potion. But
Jero,
yes,
this is the first time I've heard of Ioun.
Yes.
It's really
spreads knowledge apparently.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
She spreads knowledge apparently. That's what I got from Krissa.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. What god does that, right?
Really curious question that you have. Roll me a perception check, Jimmy.
Going to Western.
Perception. All right.
That tracks.
Continue. What were you doing?
Oh, I'm just going back to start working again.
Cool, you start working.
All right.
Did I do perception too, since I was kind of walking back with him, or is it just a him situation now?
It's a him situation right now.
Okay.
Yeah. When Jimmy comes back, I would like to Jimmy, take a look at this one. I think I might have been able to make it better than the one I gave to Lauren, but second eyes are always a good thing.
It smells terrible, Canroth. I like put a little on my tongue, test it. That's what exactly is this?
Roll in alchemical supplies again. Jimmy, not Conoroth. 28. The funny thing is, you watched exactly the compounds he was putting in without knowing what he was doing. You're like, wow, that is an incredible laxative. And he did it the exact same manner, just in the different order when you were looking at it the second time. It's the exact same roll.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Then Jimmy takes it while Lauren just gets out. He's like, "Oh hey, Lauren, here, try this one." Yeah, he wouldn't accept it from Kanroth, but Jimmy knows what he's doing, right?
The order of the it doesn't change the final solution. What's the purpose of this?
It's supposed to be an anti-parasite, but I believe it might have been an extreme laxative by mistake.
Did Alarin get worms?
We think that some of the ooze creature got inside of him.
Oh.
So I was attempting to make something to try and kill it if it was in there. But I believe he's only shitting his brains out at the moment.
Oh, no. Well, I better make something real quick because this is gonna not end well. I do my own alchemical concoction to like throw something up, and then I induce vomiting probably because I don't want it coming out the other way.
Yeah, I'll assist him.
Roll it
and
as a
watch
whisper, Jimmy.
Can I assist him and watch as he does it?
Sure.
Gerald, I'm not exactly sure how to do that. I just click on things. So.
You toggle whisper on your sheet, and if toggle is not an option right now, you just go query whisper, query advantage.
Okay, well, yeah, I think you just all right. There
I did it. Yeah.
Public roll, whisper roll, boom, there it is.
Hey, now we know how to make an incredible laxative. So.
Roll one more time, since you are being assisted.
Oh, no. Almost made it public. There we go. There we go. All right.
The two of you concoct something that may be a good anti-parasite, if there is one inside of him, without harming his insides or causing any internal damages, hemorrhaging, leaks in the intestines, or anything else. You hope.
I mean,
Yeah.
kind of
Speaking of, Alarm will use 15 lay on hands to make sure he doesn't have internal bleeding as he poops.
Here, I have to clarify. What I was making was just something to cancel out what the hell Conoroth made.
Oh, great! You made Tums.
All right, I ingest it and, like I said, clear myself. So that's all I was doing.
All right.
You're not going to make any for Lauren?
No, I've got to work on his weapon. He'll be fine. I know what you put in him.
He's probably maybe not gonna die.
Yeah. He's not gonna die. He's just not gonna feel good. He'll be okay.
Can I attempt to replicate what he made?
Sure. Roll
Another
out
whisper
chemical
roll?
supply, and this is gonna take you like an hour again.
Yeah, another whisper
So,
roll?
Lauren, you're done already, and you're currently in the mess hall, just shoveling everything in, just like quietly shaking in the corner. I don't know if anybody here has ever been forced to take like powerful laxatives. You shake afterwards. It is terrible.
I luckily I have not. He'll be drinking 1 glass of milk, rest water.
Milk?
Yep.
Okay, that is going to move right through you right now.
Hence why the rest would be water.
Alrighty.
So yeah, that's the roll I got to attempt to recreate it.
Cool. You bring it up to him. You see him in the mess hall.
Yeah,
Lauren, give me a wisdom save when you see Conoroth.
Well, Lauren can't be frightened.
Oh no, fright is not the issue. you're the paladin.
16.
Okay, you managed to suppress the innate nature you have to. At him.
Oh yeah.
Go like.
Still some frizzled hair on the back of his neck.
I apologize for that bad concoction. Jimmy helped me make this one that should cancel that effect.
It's already done, man. The damage is done.
Well, laxatives last for a day or two.
It also doesn't help. You say it should help counteract it.
Well, I did say Jimmy did help me with this. So.
Yeah.
So you're even more cautious now.
I mean, it's either it's going to be worse or you're going to explode.
Yeah, there's one or two solutions, and considering you just exploded, it's your call on what you want to do with this.
I believe I will tough it out.
D&D, where you get to roleplay having the shits.
While they're doing that, I'm taking a bucket, going out to find some sand, and bringing it back to Lauren.
Although the bright side is that we did discover a new powerful laxative. And I may have accidentally made a second batch. So, if we ever need to use this, we have it.
Yeah, just keep it. We can weaponize it.
Please keep that away from any living being.
Fight a giant or something.
This is
just
against
throw
the
the laxative in
Geneva
his mouth.
Convention.
What does the laxative look like, by the way?
It's a mostly translucent liquid that has a slightly yellowish hue to it that seems to be off balance by a water/oily exterior to it. So it kind of looks like two liquids intermingling with each other. It's very distinct. It tasted not good. Not like god awful, but it tasted.
I have a weird question. If we coated our weapons with this laxative and then fought a monster,
it has to be ingested only.
It's an ingested poison.
Dragon douse this on us before he eats us.
You accidentally where they will be incapacitated for 1d4 hours. That's just how we're gonna call it.
No save.
No, it's still safe.
No.
Honor our spell save.
Lauren didn't get a save.
Yeah, he did. I told him con save.
Only to keep it down, not for the.
Oh, I counted that as that.
Well, because you were willingly ingesting it, like you weren't trying to counteract it. You were
Lauren got a 21 on that save. It doesn't matter.
Pretty bad. But anyways, after a few hours of recreational things that you're all doing, you all gather back up and continue on your journey?
Yeah.
So where are we going? Have you settled on deviating over to Kamal, or are you going to traverse over the Dividing Plains towards Western, or go directly to the Dividing Plains and search for these centaurs?
I think we would decide on Kaimal, Western, then Dividing Plains.
I think we also Prissa was intending to ask someone in charge, whether it's that Duergar or Studious, if they know if Kaimal's been evacuated already.
Okay, that's easy enough. You go over to Studious, since now it is his shift to work. The two of them do overlap for a bit, and you find out that they both work 16-hour shifts each day.
Damn.
Military men.
You ruined his bed.
Yeah, that's usually you get the next day off though, because recovery.
If you have enough people to give you the day off.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. They're a little short-handed right now. Yeah. Yes, Jimmy?
No.
Did Prissa ever communicate with Tessa?
Yeah, I sent a message earlier.
To Tessa?
Okay. Yeah, no, it was before we went to sleep and stuff. I used the opportunity to take a short rest before the long rest.
Okay. Gotcha.
I didn't want to like.
Gotcha.
I was kind of a little lazy to think of the sending messages, and also just for sake of expediency.
Sure. Cool. Then you do get a reply from her. She is in Western right now, trying to help out some people who are traversing through. She's picked up a position inside of the shields, as they are predominantly worshippers of Bahamut, as she has progressed herself into nowadays. That's pretty much it in one message. But anyways, you go and you ask Studious. He goes, Kamal was asked to evacuate, but a large section of the population doesn't exactly listen when you tell them to do things. As many people who were willing to evacuated. We're not wasting more manpower to keep stupid people from doing stupid things.
That makes sense. Well, I hope they're alright. Thank you, Studious.
Welcome. Thank you as well for the town. I heard what happened. Bless you.
We're just glad that we investigated before you sent more people who were unprepared for that, because that would have been
Absolutely.
bad.
Absolutely. Did you meet that Valora?
Yes.
She is terrifying.
Oh my god, she's so awesome. Imagine like they said terrifying and awesome at the same time.
Probably. So, well, if you don't mind, I have a lot more paperwork to get done for the day. He always leaves me with the most paperwork, but I mean, you know, he takes the night shift, and I'm thankful for that.
I'm sorry.
Good day.
You have a good day too, Mr. Studious. Take care. And then Prissa will go back to the party and relay that information to them.
Alrighty. So, you all gather back up, head out onto the road.
Yeah, Alarn lying stomach down like a wet rag over 9 lives as they travel, and 9 lives will lead the cart.
It's gonna be a very bumpy ride for you under this condition. 9 lives is not exactly dexterous enough to not cause its shoulders to move as it walks. So you are constantly in a state of just
Yeah,
just moving.
It's like someone being seasick on a boat, except this is on land.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
Prissa's gonna use Mage Hand to kind of rub his back and then hum a tune to hopefully make him feel better.
Okay. The humming is, well, compared to what you are used to performing yourself, Alarn, but the back rub is nice.
Thank you, Prissa.
So, as you all continue on your journey, I think this is probably where we're going to call it for the night, before we bring you all to Kamal next session. So, players, thank you for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. I hope you all had a fantastic time. And be sure to tune in again next week when we are back. Goodbye.